Hello, everybody. It's Angel of Yahweh. I'm a mess, but I'm tired and I don't care. I'm so exhausted. But anyways, Patriotic Almanac, November 19th, a Gettysburg Address. In the autumn of 1863, President Abraham Lincoln receives an invitation to give a speech at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, where a few months earlier, Americans had fought one of the bloodiest battles of the Civil War. The battlefield was being dedicated to as a cemetery for soldiers who had died there. Would Lincoln come and help to honor the dead? The president accepted the invitation. Hey, Christopher. In the following weeks, Lincoln worked on his speech but did not get a chance to write it all down before the time came to travel to Gettysburg. He finished it. There would be the night before the ceremony. The next morning, November 19th, he made a few final changes in a clean copy. And a short time later, the president mounted a horse, joined a procession and to the burial ground, took his place at the wooden platform for the dedication. Thousands of people had gathered on the battlefield. The main speaker of the day, Edward Everett, spoke for 2 hours. When Everett was through, the president folded his single-page manuscript, approached the podium. He spoke for only 2 minutes. Many in the audience thought he was getting going when he suddenly finished. Lincoln himself was unsure of the oration's success. Lamon, that speech won't sour, he reportedly told a friend, but fewer than 300 words. Abraham Lincoln had given the greatest address ever delivered on American soil. Hey, believe it. The Gettysburg Address still reminds us that thousands have died defending the ideal on which this country was founded, that all people are created equal. The dead can be honored only if the nation lives up to the ideal. Lincoln asserted by devoting ourselves to it and by the defending of it when necessary. Americans ensure that the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. The Gettysburg Address is reprinted on page 329. So we'll read that. American History Parade, 1493 in history today. Christopher Columbus discovers Puerto Rico in his second voyage. 1831, James A. Garfield, the 20th U.S. president, is born in Cuyahoga County, Ohio. 1863, Abraham Lincoln delivers the Gettysburg Address. 1919, the Senate rejects the Treaty of Versailles and U.S. participation in the League of Nations. In 1969, Apollo 12 astronauts Charles Conrad and Alan Bean make the second landing on the moon. Sure they did. So this is on 329. So let's go to 329. There it is. The Gettysburg Address. Says this is the full speech. The Gettysburg Address. Abraham Lincoln gave the Gettysburg Address on November 19th, 1863, at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, as part of the ceremony to dedicate a military cemetery. Just a few months earlier, armies of the North and South had fought one of the bloodiest battles of the Civil War there. The main speaker of the day, Edward Everett, spoke for 2 hours. When he was through, Lincoln took to the podium, spoke fewer than 300 words. His remarks have gone down in history as one of the greatest American speeches ever. So here it is. This is the Gettysburg Address. 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nations or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field, a final resting place for those who here gave their lives for that nation might live, and altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in large sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot concentrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men in living and dead who struggled here have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little know or long remember what we say here, but I cannot forget what they did here. It is for the living rather than to be dedicated here to an unfinished work for the fought here. Thus, they are so nobly advanced. This is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us. That from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we were highly resolved that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from this earth. So this is going up because it's driving me crazy. You got your time with Pepe, you're done. You don't listen, get. Get. Go lay down. No. Nope. I'll let you in a minute. Sorry. I need a minute for myself. I'm completely exhausted. I don't know where anybody is. I'm waiting. Let me bring up that patriotic almanac. YouTube, my channel, so I can get the link. I don't know if it's because they don't like me and it takes them forever to even get my text. So. Sorry. Ah! Where did it go? Alright. Sorry. Hey, Vicky. Let me drop you the link. Nope. Hey, Susan. How you doing? Mm-hmm. Go lay down, Gitmo. I'll let you in a minute. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Okay. How about yourself? You are tired.
Yeah. And if you all get a chance, you need to have a prayer for Miss Guardian. Her mother died.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'll pray for her right now.
Yeah. I don't know the details, but I was told that she passed away. Yeah.
What's that? Sounds like you got a bird in your background like a bandigrace.
No, it's Gitmo. I shut the door.
Oh. Oh. Being a
I
little
need a moment to myself.
he's whining.
Gitmo, go lay down. He's attached at the hip.
I watched the show today. I
I heard
felt
Kyle got found not guilty.
that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear old Kamala?
Ow.
Our justice system must do better than this.
Who?
Kamala. Our justice system must do better than this. Because he got off free. Gosh, she makes me sick.
That's her karma. Yeah, Silver Girl's not feeling well, so.
I saw her last night on Dangerous. She had makeup
Yeah.
on. She's so cute. Had a lipstick on.
Yeah. Oh, let me let the dog in. What? You behave? I'll shut you out again if you don't.
She's
Go lay
listening.
down. Leaving and SC was on, and put up my opinion and left.
And put my pin in and left.
So, hey, Patriotic Angels, I finally catch you live. It opens up with the dog running the show. Gitmo said, yeah. Said, believing in SC 101. He's so smart. I'm trying to. Get down. I said, go lay down. Now. I am cranky and I'm tired. Go lay down. Or I'll put you in your kennel. Go.
Oh,
Now.
mommy just misses ya. Where's this Pepe?
Problem.
What?
I told him to go play with this Pepe. He wanted to stick it in my back. I was like, I'm not in the mood to throw it. Go take it in the living room. No, he's got to keep putting it in my back, and the thing is soaking from spitting on it. Disgusting. I'm tired and I'm cranky. I've been painting since 2 days for this one order. Look at the callus on my finger.
Looks like very painful.
Yeah. feel like chopping off my finger.
One order? Who's it for? One order?
I mean, it was like one from. I mean, it's like a bunch of orders, but all from like one day of taking them. They were all black shirts, so it took forever. You look at my hands; I'm covered in paint.
You get that off eventually.
It comes off now. I mean, I just don't feel like doing it. Poop Pants had his poop removed recently. Huh?
He had a
he had a colonoscopy, so he signed over his presidency to Miss Harris.
For 81 minutes.
Uh-huh. Sure.
And her assistant resigned.
I heard that.
I could. Oof. Mess.
Yeah. Just seeing what's on the boob tube. He said Silver Girl's making the rounds. Huh. Trump addresses the something. Let's see what this is.
Hello to all my friends, family.
Trump addresses the nation. This was from today. Let's see what. I don't know if it's an old one or if it's a new one. We'll see.
Followers, welcome back to the channel. We have an incredible speech from Donald J. Trump that he just shared that I'm going to share with you guys. So please thumbs up the video because Trump's voice needs to be heard by all. Now, he just shared this statement and let's get right into it. Okay. Yeah, please thumbs up the video. And speaking of Trump, if you want to buy Trump stock, I have a link below, a tutorial on how to buy his stock, and you get up to $70 worth of free stock when you use that link. Okay, here we go. Donald J. Trump just said this. He said, when the broken old crow, Mitch McConnell, agreed to a 2-month extension, he allowed the Democrats to get their act together and pass the $1.2 trillion non-infrastructure Green New Deal bill, which is a disaster for America, and that only 11% of the money will be spent on real infrastructure, with most being spent on Green New Deal nonsense with big tax increases. Its actual cost is over $2 trillion. But the bigger disaster is yet to come in the next, much larger version of the Green New Deal, which some people say will be $5 trillion. This was allowed by Mitch McConnell's incompetence, and now I understand that a couple of Republican senators may get on board so that they can have yet another and even bigger victory for the Democrats, while at the same time ensuring massive inflation and the destruction of our country as we know it. This is what happens when you allow a guy, well, can't say that part. But he said Mitch McConnell couldn't stop the first bill, so 19 senators, including himself, joined in. That's what he does. If you can't beat him, join them. If he wasn't so stupid and didn't give the 2-month extension, he could have stopped it all. Now he and his rhino friends will allow a much bigger and far worse bill to pass, ruining our country while giving the Democrats a great political lift, all at the same time. People, with the help of the fake news media, have already forgotten the horrendous Afghanistan withdrawal, an economy and jobs that are in shambles, and so many other things. The good news is they can't forget about inflation because it's hitting them right in the face. This is the broken old crow's fault. Calling about Mitch McConnell. He could have won it all using the debt ceiling. They were ready to fold. Now the Democrats have a big victory in the wind at their back. McConnell's a fool, and he damn well better stop there. Oh, can't say that. But he said keep the senators in line, or he should resign now, something he should have done a long time ago. Use the debt ceiling like it should have been used, you old broken crow. To do so would hurt our country far less than this horrible bill. Any Republican in the House or Senate who votes for this bill will never get a Trump endorsement. Thank you and good luck. Wow, there you have it. Some strong words from Trump himself. Thumbs up the video. And again, if you want to buy Trump's stock, I have a link down below. on tutorial step-by-step instructions on how to do so. Thanks.
He is an old crow.
With his Chinese wife.
Mm-hmm. Eating a cinnamon roll.
It looks good.
Too good.
Is that your dinner?
Dessert. I had tortilla soup for dinner.
From who? In a can or?
No, I stopped at the Mexican restaurant on the way home. It's really good. Had the best tortilla soup I've ever had.
You have a thing on the trial today when they found him? The verdict?
Huh?
Do you have anything, a video or anything on the verdict?
Yeah, there's a video. You want to see it?
Yeah.
Alright. Let me find it. You know, YouTube's trying to bury it, so. Let's see if there's oh, here it is.
Live from the local station, News 4 Jax.
Ah! Sorry. Wouldn't stop.
He's looking at you.
I know.
He's been a good boy.
No, he's not.
Oh.
You are not getting a piece of this.
Oh, that's what it was.
There we go.
Please be the jury to find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty.
Acquitted of all charges, Kyle Rittenhouse fell to his seat in the Kenosha, Wisconsin courtroom, the climax to a polarizing three-week murder trial that gripped the attention of much of the nation.
Video shows a crowd of demonstrators who gathered outside the courthouse in response to the verdict. Many of them furious about the outcome of this homicide case. Another part of the crowd broke out into cheers and blared "God Bless America" on a loudspeaker. Rittenhouse was 17 when he shot and killed two men during a protest over the shooting of Jacob.
John.
Huh?
Hey, Dee. I want you to put that mute on.
I didn't hear you.
Listen, but you put your mute on. You're doing the video now. Hey, Dees.
I think he might be doing something.
Things are acting up.
Did you want me to replay it with the mute on?
That's okay.
No.
So how you guys doing?
Okay.
How about you?
Tired.
What you doing?
How you doing, Dave?
I'm okay.
I'm exhausted. What's that?
Do you have a vacation?
Vacation. What?
What's a vacation? I ain't taking no vacation.
You know what I mean.
I'm not taking their vacation. Their vacation sucks ass.
I uploaded this, but I'm still waiting waiting for the go through on the YouTube side.
Yeah.
It's the ending part of my trip. It was fun.
Ah.
Yeah,
Get
I uploaded
down.
it to YouTube, but it still
Get
says
out.
processing. Like
No.
a day later, it's still saying processing. So I don't know.
Maybe they're messing with your all's internet.
No, it's uploaded. Now they have
Oh,
to
it is?
process it. So now it's up to them.
Oh.
I've uploaded it. But
Like my shirt.
I could release it right away, but it would look like crap. Awesome shirt.
That's pretty.
Like it?
Yep.
All American Trump girl. Excuse me. I'm rude.
Oh, I've heard Bruder out there.
I didn't see any Antifa out in Louisville, so that's a good thing.
No, Aunt
Maybe they're
Cleva.
just going to keep it in Kenosha. I heard they were finding pallets of bricks everywhere.
Is that not obvious or what? Ugh.
They don't care. They're still getting paid. Go lay down.
When you say that it's going to come back that Biden has colon cancer.
I like this one.
He is cancer.
What cancer?
Colon cancer. Why'd you come back there as colon cancer?
He's got cancer of the brain.
Mm-hmm. Got the cancer of the soul.
What's that on your phone?
I don't know what's happening with the internet. My internet's garbage lately.
Damn. Your hair is
Absolute
insane.
Garbage. It's growing. It's getting bigger.
Oh, I love it. I think I got you beat
Oh.
on magnets, though.
On what?
Magnets, refrigerator magnets.
Oh,
Behind you.
probably.
I've got a shit ton of them.
My
Well,
refrigerator.
Worldwide freedom protest tomorrow. I'm going to be at the one in Toronto.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Are people actually showing up?
I just hope there's not a bunch of leftists causing shit out there because of Kyle.
Hokey pokey.
What did they
No, because of Kyle. Because Kyle just got
Oh,
off. But honestly, people
I don't
are
see why they're
predicting it. But I'm not-
upset. I mean, BLM is not like he.
There's a
got,
lot
you
of
know,
people who are saying put him in jail, and protesting that. So I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden BLM and Quifa and shit show up and start making big crap. But
because George
let's hope
Soros is
not.
paying them to do it.
But this is
I mean,
Canada.
if it
too, so I'm
is
not too
because
worried.
Soros wants that money out there. He did meet with I heard that there was supposed to have been a meeting with Trudeau and a Mexican president, and Biden didn't show up.
Well, she was in surgery or testing.
No, it wasn't because of that, but he just didn't. He failed to show up.
None of it matters. None of it matters. Really. Unless something big is going to freaking happen, what does any of this little crap matter?
Really? Mm.
It's all
He's growing
freaking
it out.
downhill spiral. Yeah, okay. You know what? He's a kid, Cal Rittenhouse. I'm happy for that. I'm happy he, like whatever. His life's not completely ruined, but everybody's life is completely fucking ruined right now. So what's there to care about? People don't even realize how much their lives are ruined. Their lives are gone. I'm freaking 30 years old and I have no future. This is great. But I'm actually at that point, like, working on myself and whatever and spending time working on myself, but it doesn't matter how much I work on myself because the world around me has fallen to shit.
Yeah.
And I've been working on myself really hard the last 5 years, and then whatever. This shit happens in the last year and a half, whatever. And now, what? I'm good, and the world's crap now. Before it was the other way around. I was doing like crap, and the world was fine. I don't know. I didn't get to see my family for Thanksgiving. I haven't seen my family for any holiday because I don't want to.
When was your Thanksgiving?
Our Thanksgiving was in October.
Really?
Because we're Canada. No, we're Canada. We have a colder climate, so our harvest is sooner than your guys.
Hey.
So our Thanksgiving, like our Thanksgiving follows with when we're getting our harvest crop in. So does yours though. So it's just different.
Yeah.
No, Deej don't need a haircut. His haircut is fine.
Yeah.
You look like you have ears. I like it.
Be a comb, but they don't need a haircut.
Nobody even
Hey,
called
can
me.
you braid it yet?
say
Can you
anything.
braid it or put it in a ponytail?
Yeah, no, just stick straight up right now. I just can't even. I couldn't believe nobody even like called me or nothing for Thanksgiving. Barely anybody even said hi to me for my birthday. Like,
When was your birthday?
that was in September.
I didn't know that.
September 4th.
That's right. And I think, we did tease you about giving you your birthday spankings.
Yeah, turning 30 and laughing.
30
at
years
how
old. That's
and you're
right.
like,
You
it's
turned
not
big.
old, and it's like, yeah, okay.
It's not. I love 30. I found myself at 30. I was living in New Orleans.
I was hoping I would too. I really was.
You did find yourself at 30.
Great, and I lost the world
You
because
found
I'm
us.
not allowed to
Better
participate.
to find you than lose and find yourself and lose yourself in the shithole. Would you rather be a sheep?
I'm not even gonna say where my mind just actually thought.
I'd
No, it's worse.
rather
than
be
that.
awake than asleep.
Way worse than that. I'm actually at the point like I had a really tough life growing up. I got kicked out by both my parents at 16 years old.
Go lay down. Get out of my
I
face.
tried to kill myself
Now.
before. And you know what? Part of me just now when you said that wished I'd accomplished like my goal of just freaking killing myself 5 years ago.
No, you don't.
Well, then I wouldn't be sitting here in the middle of like, what the fuck is wrong with everybody? Right?
Yeah, but then I wouldn't get to know you, and you're an amazing person.
That's right.
I just feel trapped. Like,
Aren't we all? We're all trapped in
I
this
want a
freaking
job.
matrix.
like I'm on disability here because my dad beat my skull into the ground and I lost my mind a little bit. I get my shit back together. The world's falling apart. Even if I wanted to get a job, what am I gonna do now? I don't know what to do. I don't know what
Well,
to do.
you're getting winter sickness because
I'm
you
actually
can't
at
go
that
on your
point right
outing.
now. I've been thinking for the last week. I'm fucking depressed. I don't know what to do. I don't have friends. I don't have family. I'm alone. I don't have work. I don't have possibility of work in the near future because wear the mask, get jabbed. No. So where does that leave me? It leaves me at the bottom of the totem pole, the very bottom. I'm on freaking disability. My rent's paid for, and I have barely enough money for food every month. What am I supposed to do? I don't know. Friends, family, they've all dropped off. They don't even. I don't know.
It's frustrating. I know.
Sorry, Deej.
It's been going on too long too. Like everything will be better. Things are never gonna frickin' change. If you think that all of a sudden overnight things are gonna frickin' snap back to normal, people need to give their fucking heads a shake. This is where we are now. I'm sorry, I'm a pessimist. I am. This is where we are
Uh,
now. We're in the new world order. And until something huge changes, which changing, the only thing that needs to change is the awareness of the people to what's really happening. But it seems like right now we're stuck at 80% people don't know what the hell's happening. 20% of the people are awake. We're really awake. But that 80%, they're holding us back. I know that 80% of my country holding me back. At the most, there's 20% of Canadians who are awake to everything and like know what's going on. At the most.
I mean, we're all going through our own personal hells. You know, I mean, we all are going through it. I can't even see my daughter in person because I refuse to get the vacation.
I can't believe they're doing that.
Sorry, Izzy, I have given my life to Jesus Christ, but there's one problem with that. We're all living in it. Jesus and God aren't about money. It's not like do good and you get blessed with money and gifts. Not how it works.
We're not part of this world. There's two worlds running right now. That's the thing is they're not playing the same game we are right now. They're pushing their side of it, and it's not easy. I mean, believe me, I am stressed out myself. I am completely stressed.
How dare you?
He's stuck in the same boat too. I mean,
I
you're out
know.
looking for work
Honestly, I
too, aren't you?
Digital Hawk. What
Financial.
You remind me a lot of myself, bro. You do.
How
old are you, bro?
So I'm 36 years old. I already experienced psychotic. I already experienced psychosis. I understand that.
Me too.
What we've been experiencing. What we've been experiencing is like solitary confinement on steroids because we didn't deserve it. We didn't do it. We didn't do anything to deserve it. That's the
they manipulated people into isolating themselves.
They made them fear.
Well, like the solitary confinement, it's voluntary.
Fear is a mind killer.
People are doing it voluntarily.
What I'm saying is
killer.
By you saying all those things, you're giving them everything they want. I hear all those things. I said all those things. I felt all those things. Exactly how you put it. We have to have some patience. And God doesn't not want us to have money, and he's gonna take care of the money stuff.
But what happened when in the days of Jesus and following Jesus and shit? What did he say to the followers of Jesus Christ? To leave everything, to follow me, to sell all your belonging, everything, and just follow me. Now, I don't own much. I really don't. But
you're still following him.
Well, in that sense of, I don't want to. I miss the days of when I could just be a hardworking man and work for myself and save up money and do these things, and not just have to rely on the unknown constantly, because that's what it's turning into.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind working hard
that is the
for
game.
money.
Have you ever fit in? Have you ever fit in?
Oh, you give it up. You gave up. You're giving up.
Uh-oh, you're locked. No, his computer froze. Have you ever fit in?
Who, me?
I haven't.
No.
I have not.
None of it. We can't fit into this world. It doesn't make any sense. And they don't want us there. That's the fucked up part.
That's a very, very interesting question, Izzy 2020, because they will not even. Okay, so I was at the freedom protest last Saturday. I'm going tomorrow, but I was there last Saturday and met this Australian dude named Jacob. And what he was telling me is he's not even allowed to leave the country to go back to Australia, and his visa's about to expire. He's not allowed to leave the country, but he's not allowed to be here.
So they'll
I'm not
put him
allowed to
in
leave
one
the
of
country,
them
not unless I
containment
get,
camps.
unless I take this poisonous jab. I'm not allowed to leave my country, unless even an immigrant who's here, you're not allowed to leave.
You're in
You're a
Canada.
prisoner.
You're in Canada, D. So,
Blame Canada.
our side,
blame
yeah,
Canada.
you guys got hit way harder. So I understand. You guys got hit way harder, way more real, way more immediate and terrible. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. I'm in New York.
Because we're a socialist country already, and communism's on its way, but we're already partially way there because we're socialists. I'm not, but my country is. And that's why we got like socialist medicine, like our free healthcare. It's some bullshit half-assed healthcare that you get in a third world country, but yeah, you don't have to pay for it out of your pocket.
I really appreciated your compilation video.
Don BitChute?
BitChute one, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it started with protesting. It ended with nanobots and like very clear
started
images
making
and stuff
those
of
'cause
nanobots.
I was just getting frustrated of finding things on the internet and no one else knowing what I was talking about. So then I'd just tell them, go like, watch this. I just got attacked by YouTube so hard for posting that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta show you all something. Let me pause it real quick. This is kind of fun. I mean, it's sad but funny at the same time because if we don't laugh at it, we're gonna lose our minds. What mind we have left? This is it. Hit play. Let me mute. There we go.
Excuse me. Gonna need to see your proof of vaccination. Oh, you know, we got the new mandate going on.
Right. Sorry, I have the app.
Oh, Moderna, huh? Heard that one knocks you on your ass. I got the Pfizer.
Oh, you're a Pfizer guy. I hear Moderna's better, but not gonna judge. You know, the new normal.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Vaccine passport? Yeah, but I need proof of at least 10 booster shots. 9, 10, 11. Where's the... Okay, AIDS vaccine passport. I'm going to need to see an allergy test. Lyme disease. Chickenpox. H1N1. Rabies tag. H1N2. I'm going to need to see some polio papers.
Seriously?
Nah, I'm just kidding about that one.
Oh.
I will need to see a syphilis passport.
Oh, of course.
H1N3. H1N4. All right, proof of the herpes vaccine. And what about the herpes booster?
I literally got it like 10 minutes ago.
Let's see it. All right, hand, foot, mouth disease. H1N5. H1N6. Prostate exam. Whooping cough. I'm going to need your Netflix password. HPV.
I actually have HPV.
I need proof to show solidarity to the HPV community. I'm going to need to see your Blockbuster card. Tetanus. Negative test for the Black Plague. Tetanus booster.
I don't have it.
I'll give it to you. Proof of political party. Proof of diversity.
Are you serious?
We already have 2 white guys in there, okay? That's our limit.
Okay, I'm Jewish.
What do you think this is? 2021? You're going to have to be way more oppressed than that to get in here. You got like a 23andMe test results?
Yes.
50% Ashkenazi Jew, 0.000027 Native American. Why didn't you just tell me that? You got an anti-racist card? All right, now I just got to check your white guilt score. 9.7. Wow, not bad, man. All right, just put your mask on and show them your receipt.
You know, I actually lost the receipt, so...
How are we supposed to give you your laundry if you don't have the receipt? Get the f*** out of here. Excuse me. Gonna need a proof of vaccination.
Oh.
You know, we got the...
police in Kenosha. Rittenhouse says he acted in self-defense.
I understand where you're coming from, believe in FC, but at the same time, everything I'm speaking is just the truth. If it's negative, it's just because it's the fact of what's actually happening to us. It's not because I'm trying to speak negatively about life.
Well, I know.
I want to.
I know you're just saying how frustrated you are. It's good to say you're frustrated.
And I wish I was breathing crisp, clean air too, but unfortunately, I see chemtrails over my house all the time. And when I leave the city, I can actually and then I come back to the city, and you see this layer of thick, disgusting smog just right over it. It's gross. So I'm not trying to be downer there either, but I wish I didn't live as close to the city as I do. Like, I live near Toronto. I moved outside of Toronto right before this whole thing started, but I wish I lived way the frick out in the country, because 5G tower there, 5G tower there, 5G tower there. 5G
I have one right here. I'm in the middle of
and then I walked
nowhere.
by the one at by the Shoppers Drug Mart by my house, and I noticed that they're amping it up. They've been installing extra transformer boxes outside of it. These massive boxes, like power boxes, and they're building.
Yeah, because they haven't fully turned them on yet.
No, they haven't. And I've noticed that the tower's growing too, and all these lights, and it just made me sick seeing analyzing it. Gross.
I know they haven't turned them on yet.
Doing.
I know that but I mean, literally, there's this town I live in, population 3,500 people. There's one literally 50 feet that way. There's another one 100 feet that way. There's another one 100 feet past that one. It's like they're putting them in the smallest areas purposely.
They're doing it everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's like Walmarts are everywhere.
Oh, I was reading a research article that actually explained how that radiation can actually cause coronaviruses. Imagine that. Imagine that.
I'm in my LED radiation chamber right now.
Oh no, that's different. Way different.
Hold on.
They give off frequencies, but they're not quite the evil frequencies we're fighting right now. Unless it's got Wi-Fi.
I like the lights though. Are those the fairy lights?
Is it Wi-Fi connected? Smart lights?
It's not No, it's not Wi-Fi.
Okay.
No, it's just
it's not so bad.
Are they on like
some kind of like it's supposed?
I've got.
It's got.
These can go.
It's got
these can go 5 million colors. These lights. I do not use them anymore. They're $60 a piece. I do not use them. You know why?
Is that the Philips, the Hue, or
it's
a competitor?
Yeah, it's similar. It's the LIFX, and it's got a 5G router in it, so it broadcasts 5G radiation. So yes, I have a bunch of these smart fancy bulbs that go every color. Won't use them. Not anymore. No. I have regular light bulbs in my life.
That was always on my wish list.
Fuck that.
Now it's not.
No. I had so I went from
$65.
None of it to I went all smart lights, and then I got the Google speaker and the Google display, and then all of a sudden I feeling like I was going insane. So I unplugged every single smart device in my house. Every freaking one, bro.
I did too. I did too.
Better again. I
got rid of my Connect. I had a security camera hooked up, and everything. And
I have a security cam too.
I had a smartphone.
5G.
But the phone
I just put my Apple
have.
Watch back on.
I had my watch. I got rid of my watch. I gave it away.
To get rid of it, yeah.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
I just put it back on.
Give my
so
smart
I want to see if
displays
it's
away.
zapping me.
So I have a Google Home display. I got these smart bulbs. But what do I want to do with them? I don't want to give them to I wouldn't give them to my worst enemy.
Oh, try and recoup expenses. I want to turn in maybe one of my iPads, see if it's worth anything, and get money and buy silver with it.
iPad.
Are you buying
sure.
any silver if you
I
have
don't
any?
think you could.
Anybody?
I don't think smart to
Anybody? Buy
maybe.
some silver.
Yeah, I guess if you could probably get
What?
a few bucks for them. But no, the problem with that is
I don't know.
I wouldn't even want to
It's
sell it to
relatively
somebody because that means that somebody else is going to use it. It's just cancerous. Don't use it.
They're not gonna get it from you. They're gonna get it from somebody
Those were
else.
early war. These were war investments. Like at the beginning of the war, was like I thought I needed to. I bought a bunch of Apple products because I knew we were going to be doing all this, like live streaming, this, that, and the other thing, and we needed to battle CNN and
digital warfare.
Mediate the. We had to be. Yeah, that's what we had to do. I told my mom, I was like, I think I have to become a dancing monkey. I'm gonna have to become a dancing monkey. So you're gonna see me on the internet. Just I don't know. And then we did. I did stuff. I mean, I don't know. I made a bunch of mistakes, a bunch of things, but I feel like I came a full circle. I did things that I said I was going to do. It just got weird. It got dark. You have to make the moves that you can make when you can make them. Whatever the moves are, you have to be sane enough to see them. So if somebody invites you out, somebody invited me out, and I was able to have a steak, and I was like, "Oh my god, my brain's working a lot better right now. I gotta have a bar. I'm turning on. I'm turning on."
Well,
Wow,
one
thank you.
cannot live on peanut butter alone. So
I bet you really can't. You really can't. It's not a
One
joke.
cannot live off bread alone. Was the saying?
I mean, that's he eats peanut butter
I mean, you
sandwiches
can.
all the time.
You can, but you're not gonna think
He
straight.
can
You
eat
need, like,
nothing
a
but
pl- you
peanut
need,
butter
like-
sandwiches. So it's like
just-
he needs. Yeah. So.
Somebody fed me.
Oh.
And
all my money goes to food because I refuse to not eat properly, and it's costing too much money now. Literally,
I'm
all
on
my
the
money goes
emergency
to
rental
food.
assistance program, so that
Oh,
buys some of my sanity and confidence.
Oh,
And
I've got.
Angel, is your thing working yet?
I've
That's
got
how
my
it works.
equivalent of that too.
That's how
Digital.
it goes. It denies, and then you call them.
I have to get the number and call.
for me.
I haven't done it yet. I've been so busy with work.
Yeah, you have to call them.
I'm gonna call them Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, they're closed on the weekend, so I can't call them.
Okay. You missed the ball. All right.
Yeah.
So, all right, Monday.
So you said call and just say.
So that buys who knows? It could disappear. You just call and say no. I don't know. So it technically works as arrears, meaning you were negligent for 3 months, but no, you're probably not negligent. You just know that this is terrible. The planet's on fire, upside down and backwards, and then you just talk to the human, and they say, "No, I need it going forwards," and they find a way, and they say, "Okay, for 3 months going forward," and you say, "But ultimately for the rest of the year, as long as I need it, as long as we need it, until the war's over, until the war is over." Okay, watch ProjectVeritas.com if you love your family.
Yeah.
I say things like that. Like, while I have you.
And we need to pray
I don't
for
know,
Guardian. Her mama died today.
Oh.
Yeah. So letting everybody know. Be there.
Thank you.
Here's our favorite lady. Hello.
Hey, Silver Girl.
This is a girl.
You
Oh,
get your
yeah.
hair washed?
Yeah, it was that day.
Nice. Out of my face.
I thought that you need to get a screenshot of when Gitmo was up there and you're coming out of the top of your t-shirt or sweatshirt.
Oh.
That was the cutest thing.
Yeah.
Oh, mama.
He wants to give me a hug. I know.
Don't be mad at me.
I don't want you to look at my face. I know where you look.
Say, but Mama, you love me, and that's me. That's all of me, Mama. No.
You're waking me up. I fall asleep. Ah, you talking
Yes,
to me?
Gitmo. Yeah. What? What?
Why so
Dude,
mad?
switch there.
Are you talking to Ace? Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
You hit the dog?
So Silver Girl, I have the same internet.
Hey, let's
I have the
go,
same
Brandon.
internet problem. And I don't know how to answer your question, Silver.
Okay.
I think to my knowledge, Starlink is the answer. But
Got it.
I know Hawk has Starlink. He's in your area.
Well, Rage had told me not to use satellite phones because of some reason. I forgot now why. But at the time it made sense.
Razor?
I don't like Starlink
Razor
because
phone? You use a Razor.
it's from Terminator, the Starlink. Skynet. It's Starlink.
Yeah,
that's
the
my
jury's
problem.
still out. Like, I think he
it's
might be a white
Terminator.
hat. Might be a white hat.
I think it's
I don't know.
And I don't like Elon Musk either. So,
I'm a
but
little-
hey,
I don't know what to think about Elon yet.
if you
But
gotta
I never
use
did. I never
internet,
did.
it probably is some of the best internet. I just really don't like the whole concept of Terminator Skynet. But it's probably the best internet you can get anywhere on the earth.
All I want is my cell
That's
phone.
why. That's why I want it.
Yeah, the only
That's why I don't, because I know there's things that come with that.
But the things come with this. What we're using now too, and it's terrible. What we're using now is terrible, and it still controls us, and they can track you and do everything. So I like the.
I don't want any of it. I'm done with it. I'm done. I'll make videos and upload them. But
I don't want any of it either. But not having Wi-Fi, and it's like I don't use my laptop, which means I don't get to see things large.
Okay, I got a
It's
question
just
for-
mostly using my cell phone. Yeah.
I got a question for everybody.
Nah,
This is
me.
a serious question that you actually have to think about for a minute. Okay, so I've been thinking about it recently. And you're all on YouTube, so you're all probably in a similar boat. But do you think back 5, even 10 years. Now, do you find that your attraction, your draw to being on the internet, whether it's on your phone, whether it's on your TV, whatever, any internet device, that you can't just not do it? It's not that you can't, but like subliminally, your mind just gets in this auto fixture of I need to go to internet. But 10 years ago, 5-10 years ago, it was zero. It was like, I want to know this. I'm going to look it up on the internet. Not, I'm just going to scroll on the internet for the next thing. I think that's
Yeah, I
what's
mean,
happening
that's
now
what
with
I've been telling people.
everybody. Doom
I've
scrolling.
been telling
not even just
people.
Doom scrolling. Whatever.
Ask somebody a question and they will instantly Google it.
Not me.
No, I'm
That's the
saying
acceptable purpose in my books, though, is what I'm saying. To have a question and Google it. Now, what's not acceptable in my head is this endless looking for endorphin or a fix,
the endorphins.
Getting stimulated, with another notification, with another friend,
That's
with
what the
another. It
algorithm
doesn't
is set
matter who
for.
it is, right?
That's
But
what-
have you
yeah,
noticed
that's
it
what
is
it's set for.
affecting you a lot
It gives you
more than
dopamine.
it was
It gives you
5 or 10 years
dopamine.
ago? Because 5 or 10 years ago, it barely had an influence on me. Even like I used to play some games or whatever, but my whole other life it did not revolve
they
around
upped
the
the
internet.
dopamine level.
Yeah, dopamine fix.
They
Exactly. I
programmed
wanna-
it to give you a dopamine
People
release in your
literally
brain.
scrolling all day on their devices looking for that
Yeah,
dopamine
it's designed
hit.
for you
Oh,
to
crap.
scroll.
And then no, I didn't get it. again, I need another one. Oh, that for a second you got it, but it's over now. You need to go get another one.
And it also causes depression and anxiety too.
Yeah, because you have nothing else in your life except for looking at what other people are doing constantly.
Yeah.
Well, rather would play on the internet than I would watch TV, and that's my two options.
Sure, and I'm in the same boat there. Like I have other options. Yes, I do. But the main two options that everybody has right now are those. And I do agree that the internet is a better choice because you still have input into it. It's not just TV putting output to
You can
you
choose
constantly.
what
You
you
can
wanna look
actually be a
at
transfer
on
back.
internet.
I have thoughts, you have thoughts. It's a back and forth. It's a little bit better, but it's still this digital trap.
To me, the internet is not a draw except for live because it's the only people I talk to. Only interaction I have with people of any sort.
Yeah, no, it's definitely different for you, Silver Girl. And I understand that. And in your case, it makes it a blessing. It really does. Because now you have access to be able to. I wouldn't get a chance to talk to you without this shit.
No.
I don't have your phone number. I don't know you, like in person. But because of this, I've gotten the opportunity to meet you. So in that aspect, I do agree with it has its benefits. But I find that the average person now who has a full life to live or whatever, they're telling you stay at home and stay online.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't even have to just tell you that because people are stuck in it. And it's just the way their mind works now. Oh, well, what's happening on YouTube? What's happening on Facebook? What's happening? Who likes my Instagram post? I don't have Instagram. I don't have Facebook. But I still use YouTube. And I've noticed it got really bad with me. And I have to step the hell back from it because it's controlling.
It's a drug.
It's worse than drugs, in my opinion, because it
lets you go into autopilot. It lets you go into autopilot because what if you don't know what you like? Let's say you are able-bodied or everything, and you could be doing all kinds of maybe the dishes or anything, and instead you're like, no, I gotta check in on Intel or whatever.
I spent all day today cleaning up my house and did a very good job being very productive at it. But guess what started that? No internet this morning. Wasn't working.
By force.
That's what it took for me, man. My house is looking pretty good right now. But that's what it took. Was the internet just being down for a few hours.
I had a good
Well, this one
I had a good win of cleaning.
What?
I gave this one a bath this afternoon. I even stood up while I did it, but I couldn't rinse him. I had to sit back down.
Hey, cutie.
Yeah.
So he got
Everyone's cleaning up. Cleaning.
Did you see that message? Bella's father died today too.
What do you mean two?
Well, Guardian's mama died. So.
Yeah.
And this is Bella's father died.
Who?
Bella.
Oh, her father. Yeah, I saw that. I wonder what from. They leaving? Do you know what from? Was it a shot or the COVID or something, or was it something else? Guardian's mom died of something else.
Yeah, I know.
Not related.
Just older.
Older.
I'm
She was in her 80s.
I'm looking at the keyboard. Send me a second.
She did not hear.
I was believing said she didn't hear, so.
I'm going to share this.
Have you seen any writing yet?
That's what I was checking the keyboard for. This is Akun. This is from today. They were showing up here. They said that there's two sides are arguing now. It's still a small crowd, but who knows? At least might get a cat fight out of this. It's in Kenosha.
Who are they wanting a cat fight? Give me a break. They kept. What was weird was this lady collapsed on the steps of the courthouse with seizure, and they had this big swarm of things, and people started throwing punches because they thought somebody else had thrown a punch and knocked her out when she collapsed with a seizure. All they were waiting for was a reason to follow a punch.
Yeah. This one here said, give me a second. It says here, U.S. Attorney's Office for District of Nebraska for immediate release Friday, November 19th, 2021. Omaha man sentenced for conspiracy to sex traffic a minor. Acting United States Attorney Jan Sharp announced that Thomas Holbert, 32, of Omaha, Nebraska, was sentenced today in federal court in Omaha for conspiracy to sex traffic a minor. United States District Judge Brian C. Bersher sentenced Holbert to 235 months imprisonment. There is no parole for the federal prison system after his release from prison. Holbert will serve 5 years of suspended release and will be required to register as a sex offender.
And is he the Olympics coach?
I think so.
I thought so too, but I wasn't sure.
What's his
And there's
name?
another one here in Massachusetts. It's a Dalton man sentenced to 16 years in prison for sexual exploitation of children. A Dalton man, this is Boston. A Dalton man was sentenced today in federal court, Springfield, for sexually exploitation offenses. James LaFrance, 65, was sentenced by U.S. District Court Judge Mark M. Mastroni to 16 years in prison, 10 years of suspended release on July 9, 2021. He pleaded guilty to 4 counts of sexual exploitation of children.
How many? How many counts?
4 counts. 4 counts.
At 65, I bet he got 400.
Oh, no. But there's another one here. This is the football coach. It says this is the District of Maryland for immediate release. Football coach facing federal charges for production of child pornography involving 2 minor victims. Defendant coached a high school football team in Charles County and a youth football team in Prince George counties. Law enforcement believe there may be a lot more, maybe more victims.
Oh yeah.
He's 50. His name's Morsh Michael Amell, age 51, of Owings, Maryland, with 5 counts of production of child pornography involving 2 minor victims.
Okay, you
Indictment was returned yesterday. He was having an initial appearance in district court in Greenbelt. At that later date, Amell remains detained on separate state charges.
Oh, that's interesting.
Here's another one in South Dakota.
Why don't they get them for crossing state lines and stuff like that? Because you know they're doing it.
Why don't they report this shit on the news? But they don't. Jury finds Little Eagle man guilty of aggravated sexual abuse of a child and related charges. It says Dennis R. Holmes announced that Chemo Littlebird Sr., age 40, of Little Eagle, South Dakota, was found guilty of aggravated sexual abuse of a child, felony sex offense against a minor while required to register as a sex offender, and tampering with a witness. As a result, a third-party federal jury trial in Aberdeen, South Dakota. The verdict was returned on November 18, 2021. The convictions carry a minimum penalty of mandatory minimum of 40 years, up to life in federal prison, and $250,000 fine. 5 years up in life in supervised release, and $300 special assessment At the Federal Crime Victims Fund, restitution may also be ordered. I like that state.
Well, that sounded to me combined, state and federal. And that's
Yeah, but he said just that state alone, that conviction in that state carries a minimum of 40 years up to life in prison, in a federal prison.
okay. The federal, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's putting them across state lines is such a big deal. Is because then they get them on the federal side.
And guess who's the governor of South Dakota? Mrs. Nome. You know, she don't play. You know. Let me go back down. Where was I? Yeah. Hold
Did
on.
you guys know that we were in dire straits at one point today? Because guess who was running the country?
You mean for 81 minutes?
Yeah, camel toe.
Camel toe.
This one here is
What do you mean? What do you mean dire straits? What do you mean dire straits?
What have you? I can't see these. Read to me, please. What's it say?
What?
These is showing something. I was trying to figure out what it says. I can't read it.
Sorry. Let me go back to people. Hold on.
Hang on.
I got it.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it's a patch. It's a patch.
The pain.
Is that a patch?
I know. Oh, it's backwards, these. Unmute yourself and tell me what it says, please. Something about arrange the meeting. God will judge.
Sorry, I'm mute. I didn't realize it was muted. God will judge our enemies, will arrange the meetings.
Oh, I like it.
I like the Punisher skull. So.
Where did you get that?
I got it at a store in Toronto a few years ago.
I haven't seen one like that. I like that phrase.
Well, man.
Hey, all you got to do is the Pope is ready to be arrested, and you could just go get the Pope and get him in.
Yeah. Let me go back down here. Hold on 1 second. I was trying to see what else, any other arrest. This one here is
they put that fence right up at the door of the Capitol.
What? The fence?
Yeah.
Oh. Who wants them at this point? Nobody wants to even go in there and get them out of there. And most of them aren't there anyway.
Yeah, this one here is from an Anon. It says FBI headquarters in Washington. One secret collaboration between the Bureau and the CIA came to the light in the pre-trial proceedings of the death penalty case. The FBI headquarters in Washington. One secret collaboration between the Bureau and the CIA came to light in the pretrial proceedings in the death penalty case. Credit Stephanie Reynolds for the New York Times, Carol Rosenberg. And it's got here, it says Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, the torturous history of the U.S. government's black sites. The FBI has long been portrayed as acting as a strong moral compass. Its agents, disgusted with the violence they saw in the secret CIA prison in Thailand, walked out, enabled the Bureau to later deploy clean teams untainted by torture to interrogate the 5 men accused of conspiring to the attacks of 9/11. But new information emerged this week in September 11th case undermines the FBI narrative. The two intelligence agencies secretly arranged for 9 FBI agents to temporarily become CIA operatives in the overseas prison network where the spy agency used torture to interrogate its prisoners. The once secret program came to light in pretrial proceedings in the death penalty case. The proceedings are currently examining whether the accused mastermind of the September 11th plot, Khadr Skahi Muhammad and his four co-defendants voluntarily confessed after years in the black site network, where detainees were waterboarded, beaten, deprived of sleep, isolated to train them to comply with their captors' wishes. At issue whether the military judge will exclude the eventual trial the testimony of FBI agents who questioned the defendants in 2007 at Guantanamo, also forbid the use of reports that the agents wrote about each man's account of his role in the hijacking conspiracy.
How can he be responsible for it when our folks did it?
This is
Careful.
This is also a veteran Guantanamo prosecutor, Jeffrey D. Gohering, has called the FBI interrogations the most critical evidence in this case. Defense lawyers argued that the interrogators were tainted by the years of torture by the U.S. government agents. In open court on Thursday, another prosecutor, Clayton G. Trevitt Jr., confirmed the unusual arrangement in which 9 agents became a member of the CIA, worked with the CIA channels. Dig deeper in a moment. Special offer, subscribe for $1 a week. He said the agents served as debriefers, a CIA term for interrogators, and questioned black site prisoners out of the coercive environment after the use of EITS. EITS, or enhanced interrogation techniques, is a CIA euphemism for a series of abusive tactics that the agencies used against Mr. Muhammad and other prisoners in 2002 and 2003. Tactics were then approved but were now illegal. They include waterboarding, the painful shackling and isolated a prisoner nude, shivering, and in the dark to break his will to resist interrogation. I knew that the government was involved in torture because my friend who's Turkish said Turkish military uses torture, but they're the number 2. She said the number 1 country to use torture to get what they want is the United States.
Well,
so that's their go-to.
That's what they do in D.C. on the prisoners.
Yep, they torture them. This one here says, Q boomers are still around. I know that a lot of people want to catch them all, but my job is much bigger challenge. My goal, oh, never mind. I'm not reading this one. So, dirty words. So, some of these, not everybody on here are white hats. There can be trolls. So, this is someone's theory. It says, it's an anon migrants theory. I have a theory that needs shitting on about the migrant situation. I've been thinking recently about the flood of migrants coming from into the U.S., UK, and Europe. Couldn't quite figure out why patriots weren't doing as much to prevent them. The wall was purposely left unfinished in the U.S. Nobody lifted a finger to stop any of the dingles from coming into the UK. I remember reading about how they were using the AI machine learning simulation in combination with the DNA and electronic data from the populations of our countries to predict and adjust behavior for votes, to affect our spending habits and predict our next actions in an individual level. The massive influx of migrants from the third world countries would throw a wrench into this due to the migrants not being with the matrix, so to say. The algorithm wouldn't be able to predict their behavior. They are technically ghosts in the system. Ghosts would be much more difficult to control, and there's little to no accumulation of data on them, so it's time to require to collect their DNA and soak up their digital behaviors wouldn't be too long. One big flaw in this theory, though, is I can't figure it out exactly what purpose that would have. I suppose votes are smart, but the Great Awakening is not enough to generate votes for patriots. Sorry if this theory's already been discussed before. Just wondering what Anons think. What you were saying, Deez. About the algorithm.
I wish I could find.
You know.
Okay, why can't I find it?
So let's see what else we got. This is anon. This bread is still going. Y'all waiting for this? What is he waiting for? And there's a picture. Let's see what it is. Longest lunar eclipse in half a century, concluding with the blood beaver moon begins. Yeah, it was a blood beaver moon last night.
Deez and
I don't know
Digital, both very handsome and need a good girlfriend to move in with. Yovan. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's hard to find a girl in that area that's not had the Jabberwocky, right?
Well, I had the thought I'm going to the worldwide Freedom March tomorrow, so I'm hoping maybe I can meet some cute girl that's on the same page. That'd be nice.
Could be. You never know.
Well,
This
like,
one here.
there's supposed to be a lot of people there tomorrow. So, see.
Well, Angel met her somebody, but she don't want him.
Well, I'm getting paid to go there tomorrow, eh?
Oh, okay, good.
You're getting paid. You're paid escort.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if I want anybody there, Vicky.
I got messaged by the guy who was hosting.
I'm not looking for anybody. I'm looking for truth and freedom at this point.
The guy hosting the
Looking for
Freedom
love.
Rally. He found me on YouTube, and then he messaged me, and he said that it's the worldwide one this week. And are you gonna be there? I'll send you a few bucks if you can make it. So he offered me like $50 to go there just to film and put it on my YouTube.
Sweet.
Is that paid for the
Oh, why not? Like, it's awesome. I just
$50 million.
It seems like that's the only place where I'm gonna meet anybody.
How do you know it's
though.
a Freedom BLM?
Like everyone.
How do you know it's not a Freedom BLM?
It seems like anyone who's awake in the greater Toronto area goes there on Saturdays, because what else are they gonna do? It's kind of scary though when you're there and you realize like this is pretty much all the awake people in Toronto right here. It's not that many.
Yeah, this is cute Canada. So
What's Q Canada?
it's the 8 coon and with all the Q drops and from people in Canada. 8 coon. So they have one in Scotland. They have one in all over. So gotta find them. It's on 8 coon. You can get to some of them on the blue links and the Q drops. The beginning ones are the 4 coons. Those don't work anymore because those were on Reddit. That's the beginning. You want some coffee?
You know, I haven't had
It is
coffee
not like-
in 2 weeks.
Huh?
I haven't had coffee in 2 weeks. I was
How do you
sick.
feel?
Huh?
How do you feel?
I want some coffee. Because I wouldn't even feel like drinking coffee.
Go drink some coffee. So I'm
Drink
drinking.
your coffee.
It's just a tip.
Doctor's orders. Just a tip. Just a sip of the tip. Just a sip of the tip. Tip of the nose. Tip of the morning tea. It's just a separately different.
It's a bullet. But
Oh, it's a
I
bullet.
threw
Oh,
it-
yeah.
It's a bullet.
God, my husband bought a bag of oranges. Ooh.
Are they good?
Flag. Is that a flag wrapped around it?
It's it's got the Constitution as the stripes. Yeah.
Other day I was craving orange juice. He got some orange juice. I wish that
I can GoPro. That's a nice GoPro.
It's a couple years old. Still works.
Huh?
It's a couple years old.
It's a
but
couple years old, he says.
It does 4K still, so that's good.
Does 4K.
What is a GoPro? A camera kind of thing?
Yeah, tiny little sports camera that's
Yeah.
waterproof.
Does that one have sound?
Oh yeah, it's waterproof, it's shockproof, and it's got lots
My
of.
brother got the first generation, I remember, and his was
I
like
had
it
the
didn't
very
have
first
sound
one,
at the
too.
time.
It didn't even
And
had what it had a screen on it, but it was just a little LED like black and white screen with numbers. That was it.
yeah.
Yeah, this
And he
is,
had to get like to make it waterproof, he had to get a plastic case for it and stuff like that. It was
yeah,
crazy.
this one's just waterproof like this, completely.
Yeah. They've made huge advancements.
Yeah, because I had the first one and then I bought the 7, and I was like, "What is this touch screen? What?
Oh, Ed says he's
Wow.
watching the riots.
Oh, it's happening."
Yeah.
I hope Toronto stays freaking chill. Like, I don't want to deal with that tomorrow going down there.
He said he's watching the riots ready to pop off. Probably on Telegram. You're muted, Silver.
I just put a link up. That's not the one I was looking for. I'm hoping that's going to be it'll still tell you. All about what chips are going to be doing in the future.
I don't want to be here in the future.
I don't either.
What?
No, I'm ready to have left yesterday.
But I'm 30.
Guys. Oh, I forgot to say Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Don't leave yet. What are you doing? You're like trying to leave this marble. You're trying to leave the marble or whatever the hell this thing is already. Happy Friday. You're
Yeah.
still here, mother friggers.
Mm.
We are entering what I call the next golden era of space exploration. We have not just new energy and new financing and money coming from Silicon Valley, we also have a new vision emerging. For Elon Musk of SpaceX is to create a multi-planet species. However, for Jeff Bezos of Amazon, he wants to make Earth into a park, so that all the heavy industries, all the pollution goes into outer space. And Jeff Bezos wants to set an Amazon-type delivery system connecting the Earth to the moon. And so he wants to lift all the heavy industries off the planet Earth to make Earth a paradise and to put all the heavy industries in outer space. Now, I once talked to Carl Sagan, and he said that because the Earth is in the middle of a shooting gallery of asteroids and comets and meteors, it's inevitable that we will be hit with a planet buster. Something like what hit the dinosaurs 65 million years ago. We need an insurance policy. Now, he was clear to say that we're not talking about moving the population of the Earth into outer space. That costs too much money. And we have problems of our own on the Earth, like global warming. We have to deal with those problems on the Earth, not fleeing in outer space. But as an insurance policy, we have to make sure that humans become a two-planet species. These are the words of Carl Sagan. And now, of course, Elon Musk has revived this vision by talking about a multi-planet species. He wants to put up to a million colonists on the planet Mars, sent to Mars by his rockets, financed by a combination of public and private funding, including fusion rockets, ramjet fusion rockets, including antimatter rockets,
Some of these rockets, of course, their technologies won't be available till the next 100 years. However, the laws of physics make possible sending postage stamp-sized chips to the nearby stars. So think of a chip, perhaps this big, on a parachute, and have thousands of them sent into outer space, energized by perhaps 800 megawatts of laser power. By shooting this gigantic bank of laser energy into outer space, by energizing all these mini parachutes, you could then begin to accelerate them to about 20% the speed of light. This is with doable technology today. It's just a question of engineering. It's a question of political will and economics, but there's no physics, there's no law of physics preventing you from shooting these chips to 20% the speed of light. That means Proxima Centauri, part of the Alpha Centauri triple star system, could be within the range of such a device. Now think about that. That means that within 20 years, after 20 years of launch, we might be able to have the first Starship go to a nearby planet. And it turns out that Proxima Centauri b is an Earth-like planet.
It sounds like a really bad movie.
Today. It's just a question of engineering. It's a question of political will and economics, but there's no physics, there's no law of physics preventing you from shooting these chips to 20% the speed of light. That means Proxima Centauri, part of the Alpha Centauri triple star system, could be within the range of such a device. Now think about that. That means that within 20 years, after 20 years of launch, we might be able to have the first Starship go to a nearby planet. And it turns out, what a coincidence. So it means that we've already staked out our first destination for visitation by an interstellar starship. And that is Proxima Centauri b, a planet that goes around one of the stars in the triple star system. And so this could be the first of many different kinds of starship designs. But remember, we're talking about the future of humanity. If Elon Musk wants to put 1 million settlers on Mars, you have to have 1 million hammers. You have to have 1 million saws. You have to have fleets of workers to begin the process of building things unless you create the first self-replicating robot. With one self-replicating robot, you get 2, then 4, then 8, 16, 32, 64, until you have an army of these robots that can build cities on Mars. And so that's the weak link. Everyone dreams of having these gigantic dome cities on Mars as part of our science fiction heritage. But who's going to build these dome cities? I say they're going to be built by self-replicating robots, robots that can make copies of themselves by mining the minerals that are already on Mars. And then beyond that, who knows, maybe our destiny really does lie in outer space. Remember that on the Earth, 99.9% of all species eventually go extinct. Extinction is the norm. We think of Mother Nature as being warm and cuddly, and for the most part, she is. But sometimes the savagery of Mother Nature is revealed. And if you don't believe me, dig underneath your feet. Right under your feet right now are the bones of all the different organisms and fossils, the 99.9% that were doomed by the laws of nature. And the laws of physics also doomed the entire planet Earth. And that's why I say, given the fact that Mother Nature and the laws of physics have a death warrant for humanity, that ultimately our destiny will be in outer space. Destiny will be in outer space. In the history of science, we've had some big projects that galvanized entire nations. First, we had the Manhattan Project, which gave us the atomic bomb. Then we had the Genome Project, which allowed us to map the genes of the body. And President Barack Obama initiated the Connectome Project, a project to map the entire human brain. It is possible to connect the brain directly to a computer now. Stephen Hawking, the late physicist, my colleague, if you watch videotapes of him and look at his right frame, you'll realize that there was a chip in his right glass that communicated by radio with his brain. The chip.
Also, Stephen Hawkins was on Epstein's Island, just to let you know. So.
In turn, communicated to a laptop, and it allowed him to type mentally. So we can now have telepathy. We can now combine minds with the internet, send memories, send emotions on the internet. And who's paying for it? The United States Pentagon.
Yeah.
The United States Pentagon has already donated over $150 million for GIs from Iraq and Afghanistan who have spinal cord injuries. We can now bypass the spinal cord and connect the brain directly to the muscles of our body. And in fact, Iron Man, it's possible to create an Iron Man exoskeleton. At the World Cup Games in Sao Paulo, Brazil, there was a man who kicked the football and started the soccer games. Now, what's so important about that? That man was paralyzed. He couldn't move. At Duke University, they suited him up with an exoskeleton connected to his brain, and he was mentally able to walk and then kick the football, initiating the World Cup Games. Now, that's today. You can imagine what it's going to be like in the future now when we have direct brain-computer interface. Eventually, computer chips will cost a penny, which is the cost of scrap paper. They'll be everywhere and nowhere, including your eyeball in your contact lens. You'll blink and you'll be online. And who were the first people to buy internet contact lenses? College students taking final examinations. They will blink and see all the answers to my exam right there in their contact lens. And this could be very useful if you're at a cocktail party and there's some very important people there that could influence your future, but you don't know who they are. In the future, you'll know exactly who to suck up to at any cocktail party. On a blind date, they could be great because, of course, your blind date could say that he's single, he's rich, and he's successful. But your contact lens says that he pays child support, that he's 3 times divorced, and the guy is a total loser. So yes, we're going to have almost infinite knowledge. And then beyond that, we will communicate mentally. That is, we'll be able to think about emails, think about images, memories, and send them on the internet. Already, we can record memories. We've been able to record small memory, short memories in mice. Now it's being done on monkeys. Next, Alzheimer's patients. They'll push a button and memories will come flooding into their hippocampus. And maybe one day you'll push a button and have that vacation that you've never had. So we're entering a new era where the internet itself could become BrainNet. BrainNet could replace digital internet. Instead of zeros and ones, you'll send emotions, feelings, memories on the internet. And of course, teenagers will love it. Instead of putting a happy face at the end of every sentence, they'll put the entire emotion, their first dance, their first date, their first kiss, right there on the internet. And that's going to revolutionize entertainment. Because remember the talkies? When the talkies came, the silent movies went out of business. No one wanted to see Charlie Chaplin when you could hear actors talk. So movies are nothing but sound and a screen. Think of what will happen when you could feel emotions, sensations, feel what the actor is feeling. Then the movies will seem so barbaric. They'll seem such like a dinosaur technology once we have BrainNet capable of sending emotions, feelings on the internet. I think we're entering the fourth wave of scientific innovation. The first era was steam power. When we physicists worked out the laws of thermodynamics, we could calculate how much energy you get from a lump of coal to energize a locomotive or a steam engine or a factory. That was the first big breakthrough. The second wave of innovation and wealth generation was electricity and magnetism. When we physicists worked out the laws of electromagnetism, that gave us the light bulb, it gave us television, radio, gave us the electric age. The third revolution took place when we physicists worked out the transistor and the laser, opening up the world of high technology. The fourth wave is at the molecular level, and that is artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, and biotechnology. In fact, I think the synergy between biotechnology and artificial intelligence is going to revolutionize everything around us. First of all, the job market is going to explode in that area because baby boomers are aging. And baby boomers have disposable income. They want answers now to their problems, not next year. And so there's going to be plenty of money involved with people who want to find.
Have you noticed he's reading?
Yes, but he can do it without reading. I saw him do it without reading.
He's reading a teleprompter.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But the way he
cures for horrible diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. At the present time, we have no cure for these, but tremendous amount of effort is now being redirected toward illnesses of old age. Also, take a look at cancer research. We're going to have a magic bullet against cancer using nanomedicine. That is, individual molecules and cells that can target individual cancer cells using nanotechnology. And the next big thing is when your toilet becomes intelligent. In the future, your toilet will be your first line of defense against cancer because your bodily fluids, blood and your bodily fluids, contain signatures of cancer colonies of maybe a few hundred cancer cells in your body, maybe years before a tumor forms. Think about it for a moment. There are people watching this program right now, who have cancer growing in their body, maybe a few hundred cancer cells in a colony, but they won't know it for perhaps 10 years when you have 10 billion cancer cells growing in your body forming a tumor. We will have what is called liquid biopsies, DNA chips, that allow us to search for the signatures of cancer colonies of 100 cells, cancer genes, cancer enzymes, cancer proteins circulating in our blood and bodily fluids. So in other words, one day your toilet will tell you that you have cancer. Do something. You have 10 years to do it. So in other words, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm trying to tell you is, in the future, the word tumor will disappear from the English language. We will have years of warning that there is a colony of cancer cells growing in our body. And our descendants will wonder, how come we feared cancer so much? Cancer is going to become like the common cold. That is, we live with the common cold. It doesn't really kill anybody, except maybe if you have pneumonia. But for the most part, we tolerate the common cold because it's too difficult to cure 300 different varieties of rhinoviruses. In the future, we may see cancer the same way. There are probably thousands of different varieties of cancer. We can't cure every single one, but we'll live with it. We'll tolerate it, and we'll eradicate it in the same way that we live with a common cold.
Get smarter faster with new videos every week from the world's biggest thinkers.
We live with the common cold, but we don't anymore because COVID ate it, and now if anybody has the slightest sniffle, they're not allowed to go anywhere. So, no, we don't tolerate the common cold anymore. Like, maybe we used to. Yeah, we used to. I know I used to.
I'll take that technology to say, toilet, clean your own damn self.
Well,
No, I always say you have cancer. I don't do the
Okay,
cleaning.
my problem with that, like what first went in my head when we started talking about the toilet for cancer was we should be focusing on preventing the cancer instead of, I understand it's a diagnosis tool, it's kind of cool, but we should be focused on not consuming all these chemicals and things that are causing the cancers, but that's just not mentioned.
Well, there is even more to
Well, I think it is by default.
There's more to this than I could find. I couldn't find the video I was looking for. This was the next best thing.
It's interesting. It's definitely interesting.
He talks about inputting computer chips, and that we will have computer chips inserted in all of our organs to diagnose anything that's going on and to tell us what we can eat and what we can't eat, and that it also will be able to have our contact lenses tell us how much an individual is getting. Example was Kellogg's cornflakes versus somebody else's cornflakes versus somebody else's cornflakes. And we will know instantaneously by the little chip in our contacts, which talks to the chip in our brain, exactly who is getting the most benefit out of the money that we pay for the product. In other words, is there a middleman or that kind of thing? But the piece that caught me was that all of these chips were going to be put in us so that they could communicate with our brain, and then our brain would download these things.
Will be a computer.
Right. And I kept
A
thinking
phone.
the whole thing. Did this guy read the Supreme Court decision? That says
I mean, we won't need a phone.
There's no
We won't need to carry one. We'll be the phone. We'll be the computer.
Person left by what he was talking about today. He said today, the video I saw today,
Transhumanism, no longer human.
But it said that if the chip, they've already downloaded a person's memory into a computer with the feelings and everything with it. And he didn't go any further into how they did that, what they were going to do with it, but that everything had been downloaded. Now they were working on how to upload it. Now, what are they going to upload it to? Into a robot?
AI.
Facebook Meta, and
so
whatnot.
excited about all this stuff, but he doesn't realize that, or if he may realize, because he, after all, apparently likes Obama's thinking, that we aren't human at that point. So why are you preserving? There's nothing human at the point that you change everything to chips, and you have a chip in your brain that is communicating with another chip, and you do what those.
But it's not even chips anymore. You know that, right?
Right.
You know that the vacation has those nanobots, and it can do that if they wanted it to.
Right, and that's
with military sonic frequencies. Right. Sonic frequency instructions. That's from watch with these. Bet you. At the end, as you said in your email, after after 23 minutes.
That ending of Deez's video laid it out. I thought beautifully.
Yeah.
But he's going on about this being such a fantastic thing, and there are many people out there who can't see beyond what they present, which is, oh, look, we're going to cure this and we're going to cure that. And like Deez says, why are you curing something? Put your intelligence and your wherewithal in preventing it. Why doesn't anybody think prevent it? Stop
to be the devil's advocate by default, as long as it's the toilet is telling you that, if it's telling you you're getting cancer, then it's up to you to kind of make decisions knowing what causes cancer. But yeah, it should work harder, just like the Apple Watch. Like it just takes a lot for me. It doesn't give me much, and who knows what it's doing with my content.
Yeah. Can I play this video real quick? It's just a funny. 1 second.
So, what happens here?
You're getting a colonoscopy.
What the hell's a colonoscopy?
You know, when we go up your thing.
My thing?
Yeah, your thing.
Like with a gerbil?
Hang on. Hello, this is Dr. Nancy.
This is President Harris, and I'm just calling to check on former President Biden.
He just got here. You literally just dropped him off.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Well, call me if there's any problems. Wink, wink.
Well.
What is it? Did you find something?
As a matter of fact, I did, Joe. I found your brain.
Oh, man, I was wondering where that was.
And it looks like it's been down there for quite a long time.
Well, can you get it out, or?
Unfortunately, no. Your brain has fused with your rectum, and sorry to have to say this, but I have to diagnose you with shit for brains.
Oh, man, I got shit for brains. Is it curable?
No, I'm sorry. There's no cure for shit for brains. Hello?
Hey, Doc, how's former President Biden?
I'm sorry. He's got shit for brains.
Tell me something I don't know. Will I ever be normal again?
Sure. You know, people have lived long lives with shit for brains.
Will I still be able to be president?
Well, you've had shit for brains for 47 years, so I think you'll be just fine. Unless
what?
Hang on, let me get that. Hello?
Is Joe still there?
Of course he is. You just called.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just so busy being president, I forgot. Call me if there's a problem.
So, as I was saying, you'll be just fine. Unless...
Unless what?
Hang on. Yes?
Is this China?
No, this isn't China. This is Dr. Nancy.
I'm sorry. I dialed the wrong number. Hey, is Joe doing okay?
Yes, he's fine. Gosh, I'll call you if there's a problem. Shit.
Hey, come on, man. You said I'd be just fine unless...
Yes, you'll be just fine unless... Oh my gosh,
what?
hang on! What?
Oh, damn. I'm sorry. I just butt dialed you. So, how's Joe doing?
Oh my gosh, I told you I would call you if there was a problem. Sorry about that. So anyways, yes, you'll be just fine unless you poop your pants. Joe? Joe, are you there? Oh dear. We've lost him.
This is President Harris. How can I help you?
Hello, Mrs. President. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but Joe didn't make it.
Man, I've never been so upset in my life.
You gonna be okay? You need to take a day off of work?
No, I'm gonna be fine. The show must go on. Time to get back to work. Joe would have wanted it that way.
President Harris, your chart shows that you're due for a colonoscopy too.
Oh, Willie just gave me one. He said I was just fine.
Well, why don't you come on in and I'll take a look. You'll be in good hands. Trust me.
Shit for brains.
Yep, definitely shit for brains. Here's something that I think make y'all laugh. 1 second. Get to my desktop. I just found this. Is that meta? It's meth.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So good. That's good news. Yeah, laugh it up. Laugh it up. Happy Friday. That's good news. Yeah, good news.
There's a funny
We're
meme.
still here, right? We're still alive. Whether you want to be here or not, let's make the best of it.
Look at this one. I'm waiting for Ed to come up and show some of those videos of riots, supposedly.
Yeah. Yeah. Did anybody watch Kyle as he received the sequential?
Yeah.
Did you feel what he felt? And did you see what looked like his sister or his girlfriend? I felt it in the moment. I was like, oh, yeah. Felt so good. And Nick
His knees
Rekieta
buckled. I
Law.
mean,
Yeah, he felt. Somebody put
he
it
lost,
as like he
you
just
know,
got his
you can
whole
just
life.
tell.
He got his whole life back. He just got his whole
Yeah.
life back. Nick Rekieta Law says.
Yeah, you could tell I mean, that wasn't fake. That was real, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
And if you
like,
knew the details of the
he's
case,
only 18. He just turned 18. I mean, people got to realize this is still a kid, you know.
I was thinking a funny thought, like he's gonna be drunk tonight because everyone's gonna want to give him a drink, even though he's not 21, and then he's gonna become a drunk, and then like
I don't
maybe
think he would drink.
become a card counter like Mike Lindo. I don't think he would either. I don't know. Well, he was carrying a freaking amazing looking gun that I've never seen
Yeah.
one. Other than Long Beach,
Yeah.
New York. Well, yeah, it's just that was really good news, and it felt like well, he literally got his whole life back, and I think in waves people are getting, you know, good things are happening, and supposedly the 23rd, I think, has to do with the Durham and the CIA. What do you call that? Statute of limitations from 2016 and whatnot. And so I think a lot of things need to occur by the 23rd of this month. So I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about. But
I would have loved to
a
see in
date.
the prosecutor's face.
Finger, the well-dressed finger on the trigger in the courtroom guy.
Porky Pig. No, I'm talking about Porky Pig.
Yeah. There's a new Matrix
other day?
trailer out. Do you want to see it?
Yes.
Matrix 4. I'm so excited.
Thomas, you seem particularly triggered right now. Can you tell me what happened?
I had dreams that weren't just dreams.
Crazy. We don't use that word in here.
Hi.
Have we met? One pill makes you larger and one pill makes you small. And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall.
Time to fly.
And if you go chasing rabbits,
If you want the truth, Neo, you're going to have to follow me.
and you know you're going to fall.
The only thing that matters to you is still here. I know it's why you're still fighting and why you will never give up. You don't know me. No?
When the logic and proportion have fallen, so be dead. And the white knight is talking backwards, and the red queens are overhead. Remember
after all these years, to be going back to where it all started. Back to the Matrix.
When does it come out? Full circle. Full circle. When does it come out?
Sometime at Christmas.
I can't watch any movies anymore. If it comes from Hollywood, it has something to do with kitty shit.
I don't.
If it
I
comes
think
from Hollywood,
Christmas.
though.
it shouldn't ever come
Christmas.
out at all. It should never
No.
be
Like,
allowed out. None of them should. We should just shut down the movie industry and kill the people off and forget about them.
I understand. Like, I respect your opinion about the Matrix and everything. It was a great original movie compared to.
There's a lot
them
of truth
just
in that, though.
manipulating us. There's a lot of truth in it, but also they're still manipulating you with it.
Oh yeah,
Guaranteed they have an agenda that they're shooting forward for that movie. And all those people that are in that movie that made money off that movie, and if you watch that movie, especially if you do it legally, you're supporting them. And that's all full of people who done disgusting things to get to the positions they are in life right now.
all right.
I can't watch any. It destroyed movies for me. The truth destroyed movies completely.
Because of
I
what
can't
they
watch
had done to movies to begin with. If they
can't
hadn't
watch
used movies, if they hadn't tried to get into things with the movies,
Well, they were designed as psychological warfare.
Yeah, just
and
like TV
so
shows.
they still are. There's nothing that
Yeah, we know that. I know that.
And you don't know what's in the subliminal stuff in that movie.
I know.
That to me, it's dangerous to watch them.
It's
trigger codes.
I'm not trying to
You're
be
very
pokey, but
trigger.
watching a movie is kind of like going to a concert nowadays, except you're not exposing yourself to this physical things. You're exposing yourself to the psychological, subliminal things.
I'm not putting any money into it, so I'm not gonna watch it legally if
I'm not
I
gonna
do
put
watch
one-
it.
It makes me. Yeah, it makes me think that trailer
Oh.
just buttons up for the sheep. It buttons it up for the sheep to think like, oh well, we kind of have been saying a working theory is like it's like the Matrix, everything that's going on.
Yeah.
But apparently the Matrix's story was taken from the original creator and made by Hollywood. Like that was a story that was taken or robbed from
Yeah.
somebody.
Well, Keanu Reeves was into the spirit cooking.
Keanu Reeves.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Was
that
he?
for a fact?
I saw a video with that.
I thought he was
saw
a good
video about the different people who were going to her class.
Yeah.
Marina.
It does. It just has
Oh,
to.
speaking of, I think I have a class tonight. I'm just kidding.
Do what?
It's not funny.
What did you say?
I said, oh, speaking of, I said, sorry to interrupt, but I guess I have to clarify the joke. I said, oh, speaking of, I think I have a class tonight with Marina. It's not funny. Go on. It's not funny. It's not funny. You could pay me to leave.
You're trying
You
to
could
make
pay me
light
to
of the
leave this
situation.
thing.
I know. Man.
Go on.
I don't think things have got to drop soon. Israel's got to drop soon.
Why do you say that?
Because if Israel is the last and it hasn't even begun, much less dropped, we've got a long ass road ahead of us in this misery and this debacle, and they're going to just keep killing us and feeding us more shit, dropping it on our heads and injecting it whether we want it or not. And it's just going to keep getting worse. Nothing's going to save it if we don't get rid of Israel or whatever the hell Israel has to do with the fixing of it. And we haven't even got there. We haven't started anything unless that video that I saw about the Jews and Trump being hooked up together, and it isn't what the video said, and he actually still is a good guy. And he's trying to bring down the non-Jew Jews. I don't know, but there's something that's screwbally somewhere. If Israel is the last, is saved to the last, and for no reason that it was ever mentioned, it doesn't make sense that we haven't heard anything at all, nothing about Israel. And that's big. It's got to do, in my opinion, it's either got to do with the nuclear weapons, because they're the only country that won't and has not signed the nuclear weapon deal and won't tell what all they have, except they did show lots of video of crap that I didn't know what it was. But some scientists were pointing at it. They've got, they've got nukes, and they admit they've got them, but they won't sign the pact. And so if they won't sign the pact, they're still willing and able and more than willing to use it. So what are they going to do? Try to nuke us, and we're going to have to blow Israel off the face of the earth?
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Yeah, jingle bells.
All the way. Oh, fun it is right.
What is that?
What?
In a Space Force.
I found something really weird the other day, and I saved it. And the only reason I saved it is because this guy was really interesting in what he was saying. And then he said God spoke to him. And that gets everybody, I don't know, it gets you on one side, you either believe it or you're like, oh, that guy's fucking crazy. But when he said it, the way he said it in this huge article he wrote, I don't know, everything he was saying made sense. So when I read down to this point, I kind of gave him that, even though he said that God had told him it, because everything he'd said made sense up until this point in this article. And it's like, okay. And what I found ultra interesting is just I haven't seen any other people's really point of view of what's really going to happen, right? And he says, okay, so he's saying more severe waves come due to the jab process. A total worldwide blackout lasting about 3.5 months. Then a military takeover of the whole Jesuit control and martial law. And this is where it gets even more interesting, though. So military forces and police will barrage into homes and will violently arrest and drag people who are true and real Christians out of their homes and take them to electric-powered FEMA concentration camps, which we've already seen. I have seen examples of those exact, what he's talking about, electric fences around these facilities all over Canada and the States.
Right.
Just like they did in Nazi Germany with the Jews. They'll appear in the typical orange uniform, like most prisoners, with a symbol of a cross on the left side of the chest. They'll be tortured and killed and or forced to obey Pope Francis. So here's where I found it interesting. He's giving his perspective now, which he's saying he got told from God is the Antichrist.
Who is it?
Apparently, according to this man who wrote this article, it's freaking the Pope.
Who is this guy? There's a lot of false prophets.
I know there is. I know. And that's why I'm saying this very vaguely. But I read through this whole thing. And by the time I got down to the bottom, I was like, wow, okay. He really has, everything he said made sense. He wasn't saying anything, extremist or leftist or rightist. He's just fucking, commonsensical about it. And then when it got down to his prediction of what's happening, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to take a little bit from that because everything else you said made sense. So, fuck. Ernesto Garushim Grio.
Can you drop the link in private chat?
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
But yeah, I've been wondering who the Antichrist might be for a long time.
The Antichrist is going to be charismatic from the Middle East.
Well,
everybody's going to love him.
Right.
According to what we have of the Bible.
Right.
But they've manipulated the Bible, so can you believe?
What we have. We don't know that that's what it really says.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt it seriously. Because of the thing.
Well, okay, so wait, it also went on to say
this fits right
about
in.
the temple. It said about the temple. It was going to be built in Jerusalem. Sorry, one sec. Okay, and it's saying that she will order. Okay, so inside the new temple being built now in Jerusalem. Isn't there a temple being built now in Jerusalem?
Supposedly that's the third temple.
That has anything to do with the Pope?
It's electronic. It's electronic.
They got nothing to do with the Pope. It's not supposed to be nothing to do with the Pope.
It's what they've got is an electronic building of the temple, and they've taken and electronically described or prescribed all of the pieces and the parts that will fit together that will form the temple. And they supposedly have almost all of the parts made and stored, except for some of the critical ceiling or some kind of something that was in the temple, they're going to be in the temple, and they're having trouble getting it actually made. But they supposedly have it set up so that it's a puzzle and you just put the pieces together, and when you're all done, it's done. So it's made but not put together is what I'm getting out of what I've been able to find. I don't know what they talk about a center piece that is apparently really spectacular, and they can't quite figure out how to turn it into whatever it's supposed to be. But they're working on that last piece. And then the last thing I heard or saw was that they were still working on that last piece. But the impression that was left was that they were ready to put it all together as soon as they had the last piece, and then the temple would be made. But the other set of Jews were saying, no, you can't build the temple in that manner, because in that manner it goes against Christ. It's supposedly because it's made and composed and prescribed by a machine, it can't be a true temple. So you've got the Jews with the Jew blood in them saying you can't build a temple that way out of a computer because it goes against God's will, and therefore the temple they are currently building is a false temple. The guys that are building the false temple are
Made by
saying
China.
they're Jewish. They can, even though they don't have the blood, and they can build this third temple themselves. Now, to me, that sounds like two Jewish families arguing, except one supposedly bloodline, the other is the ones that aren't. But
Over kosher practices.
who knows? And who cares?
Manufacturing.
It doesn't matter. What matters is what happens to us as a group.
Why do we care about what popes think?
Yeah, and what does Pope
Yeah, why do we care what the popes think if the popes no longer, but they're no longer in power? That whatever is happening is horse shit. Didn't you see Red Subsacker Eggface put out something? Some pope came out and talked about the mark of the beast, and like he basically laid it out on the, like he told you what it actually is. He wasn't lying to you. Whatever that was, a clone or.
Did you hear him? You said tell everybody how much he appreciated the investigation into sex child pornography in the Catholic Church. Did you see the son of a bitch say that?
Yeah.
No, but so yeah, tell them what you think. Tell them how you feel about it.
Yeah, I mean, this, he's the biggest abuser of them all, and he's standing up there like he is congratulating people about fixing his little popish. I'd like to fix his popish up his ass.
And don't forget that Nicole Double D and on Hawk's stream a couple of weeks ago, last week or something, the Newsom dungeon. It was a TikTok video, but I think it was from a news break that you got to see them open up like a bed that went down to like an elaborate tunnel system.
Nicole's video, she found.
So you heard about it? Yeah, that
I saw it when he played it. And it was
So
one of, I
if-
saw another one too, but I saw the one that Nicole found. And they both were really good, but the Nicole's one was better for inside the tunnel. Going from his office to the bed was better with the one that Nicole found than the one I saw originally.
Yeah. So if that's real, which I think it
Well,
it
since
seemed like it was real.
Newsom has fallen out of public eye.
Okay. Yeah.
As
is,
well
is
as
Jen
yeah.
Is Jen Psaki back in the picture? I thought she
I'm
was.
afraid so.
Was it?
I don't know how
But we
they
know
got
that's
I also have to question whether that video is real just because you have to question everything. How would somebody get a video of that tunnel and be able to put it out on YouTube or Twitter or whatever, Twitter? How could they get that? And how could they? That makes me question. But
well, what it appeared to me was it was on some type of local station, and maybe that has to be California, right? Isn't
I don't.
Newsom from
The
California?
one I saw was on Twitter. I don't, and it did. It just was the video. It didn't indicate any kind of news stuff.
Okay. All I'm saying is that apparently the time for intel's over, but that doesn't mean we can't remember what we were tracking, and that there are positive signs, even though a lot of us are, starving or going mentally insane. Just recognize that as long as you're willing to be here, if you just hang on, a lot of good things are happening. The Kyle Rittenhouse trial, that's a really good thing. Some weird shit's gonna happen in Wisconsin, obviously, but I think, I think if anyone saw the Red Dot Broadcasting, I don't know if I talked about it here. There was an amazing interchange between some white guy who was running for office that was part of being run out of his own home, fearing for his life, and then a BLM chapter leader and two BLM supporters voicing their CNN parroted words, but then the RSBN commentator was so good at practicing the Socratic method that he guided the conversation and said, well, you mentioned a ton of points, but this one point, how about, and he got them to focus. And one of the BLM chapter members was like, we don't support the violence, this, that, and the other thing. How dare you? And it's like, well, what? But, and neither do we. And like, then everyone came onto like the same page, whether they were bought off or not. They started using their brains, and everyone got to see it. And CNN couldn't pay for that to happen. They couldn't script that to happen, and it did. And I got to see it. I don't know. It'll never become anything syndicated. Like that should be viral. But I saw good energies and good changes, and I understand why people think why they're chanting 5-time convicted pedophile. What's his name? And the other guy who beat his girlfriend and was in jail for that. And they're chanting his name because they're getting their little tiny bites from CNN. And if you watch CNN, you just get spooled up on the emotions. And everything these people were talking about was like everything from Klaus Schwab's book. But then who told me that? I think it was Deez or somebody that this guy was arrested. So yeah. Oh shit. A lot of good things are happening. Don't forget.
Did you guys see what Biden supposedly said after he got off the helicopter?
Nope.
No.
Oh, he said juries are wonderful. He's reissued that statement. He's changed his mind. He's now released a formal statement. He's angry and concerned over the Rittenhouse verdict.
Oh my goodness.
Because he was the
I'll
one.
read it to you.
He's angry and concerned. Read it.
Yeah, I'll read what it says. I haven't read it all, just the first 2 or 3 sentences. While the verdict in Kenosha will leave many Americans feeling angry and concerned, myself included, we must acknowledge that the jury has spoken. I ran on a promise to bring Americans together because I believe that what unites us is far greater than what divides us. I know that I don't know that I can read this without throwing up. I know that we're not going to heal our country's wounds overnight, but I remain steadfast in my commitment to do everything in my power to ensure that every American is treated equally with fairness and dignity under the law. Gross. One more paragraph.
A deep breath.
I urge everyone to express their views peacefully, consistent with the rule of law. Violence and destruction of property have no place in our democracy. The White House and federal authorities have been in contact with Governor Evers' office to prepare for any outcome in this case, and I've spoken with the governor this afternoon and offered support and any assistance needed to ensure public safety. That son of a bitch. He's calling for violence in that statement. He's telling them, I'm pissed off about this verdict. So are America. So you get out there and riot. That's what he's calling for in that statement.
So what is that saying? Like if the enemy is hanging himself, don't stop him.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Don't stop an enemy while they're in the process of hanging themselves.
Rottingham. Where the hell's Rottingham?
This I'm going to show you. You got to see this.
Nottingham?
Rottingham.
You have to see this.
Where is Rottingham? I know it's not.
You see this?
Robin Hood Men in Tights.
I don't know.
Do you see this?
Where it is.
Watch this.
I see something, yes.
I don't know what it is.
Gone. Plus, the audience isn't hardly moving at all.
Oh,
It looks like it's recording on loop. Like they're barely moving. They all look dead. And then I see this dude's foot disappear. Here it is again. That's a green screen, bro. Here's the video slowed down. It looks like there's something blocking his foot. It's all a circus. It's just meant to distract you. You can't believe anything you hear anymore, man.
Where was that? Where was that supposed to be?
That was the trial. That was the Rittenhouse trial.
So they really wasn't in the courthouse.
No, it's all a distraction. You're watching a big bad movie. As what Q says, you're watching a movie. Enjoy the show.
Maybe they were zooming it as a jury.
So
Everything's green screened.
Netherlands.
That was fake?
Yeah.
Well, at least that
Oh, he's-
one day was.
Yeah, but
Rottingham,
why would the kid be
Netherlands.
crying in happiness?
Yeah, I know. I don't. I think that they may have had the trial. Holy moly, Angel!
What?
I'm gonna pull up Disclosed TV. I'll give you the link. They've got riots like crazy going on. I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking at. This Netherlands, but look at these. I mean, it's just one after another of these. The people are rioting and there's gunfire, explosions.
I told you. When there's money to be had, there demons will be out everywhere.
Now, why would, and the Netherlands are doing it because of, heaven only knows.
Right here?
Yeah. There's two videos, one after the other. I want to see if anybody's taking Brian's asshole comment.
This is my disclaimer for the footage you're about to see. Just remember, like, just be the pot. I'm really happy because a couple things went my way. I got my car legal, so like I can actually use it without having to do a Space Force mission and call on warrior angels to protect me. So I have really good positive energy. Also, I'm thinking about Christmas and how that ties to the intel. And I like to have checkpoints. So my checkpoint for a lot of things to resolve and a lot of good things to happen. For especially like, don't forget Ed's story where his mortgage disappeared. He's on disability. His student loan got paid off. So I think as long as we're able to endure what's coming, we'll check into Hawk's prayer-a-thon tomorrow, stuff like that. Like, I think people's prayers are getting answered. I know some of mine are. I'm not going to disclose them all.
Here we go.
But
This
as long
is
as you don't give up, that's my message.
here's one of the videos here.
Well, look, I stand by what the jury has concluded. The jury system works. We have to abide by it.
Mr. President, what is the state of your health, sir? What is the state of your health after this exam today?
Good. They're going to release all the detail. I feel great. Nothing's changed. We're in good shape. And so, I'm looking forward to celebrating my 58th birthday. Well, look, I stand by
58th
what the
birthday.
jury has-
79.
He said, I'm going to celebrate my 58th birthday.
He's making himself younger.
He hadn't been 58 since I was 22.
Do you want me to show the attorney video? Or this one?
Oh, go up to the top to the speech that Biden wrote, supposedly. There, right there. Click it and go see what they're saying about it in response to that.
This is Cuomo's.
No, that's not.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Click on that one. Yeah, there you
Okay.
go. And then scroll down and see what people are saying. No, you can't. Well, I don't know what you're using because when I click on that, I get all of the stuff that he said.
All that stuff that who said?
Biden. You get Biden's video that he made when he got out of the helicopter. And then he talks
I don't have Twitter.
Well, if you
I
click on
can't-
it, I don't have Twitter either. If I can do it, you can do it. I just click on the
let
sidebar
me.
of the big statement, and then it pops you into a new window. And the new window has Biden's initial statement, and then his 59th birthday statement, and then the big statement again. And then underneath it, it says he'll forget in 60 seconds. No, he won't, because he didn't write it in the first place. The Biden is inciting riots, get out of cities. The literally shit's irresponsible. Biden forget to take his lithium mood stabilizers this morning. Yeah, he sure did change his tune early in a hurry. Pretty apparent Biden isn't the one running the country. Oh, Velo divide mall.
I don't even listen to that stuff anymore. I don't even track that.
No way that
I don't even care because how long have we known that? We've known that was what was going to happen. I don't care. Can we skip? Can we zoom forward laps? Like, can we lap them?
Oh, beautiful picture of the judge with glowing red eyes. Oh yeah, and what's her face on The View said that the country no longer believes that all people are equal. It's a white supremacist, and that's the white privilege is why he got off. And
Aren't we? Isn't this a white supremacist group right now?
Yeah.
I thought this was a white supremacy group. If it's not, I'm out. I'm out if it's not.
Yeah.
Let me know if it is, because if it's not, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out.
Oh, these are
Damn it! I wasted all my time. I could have been.
oh, these are some of people are giving this just a really, really nasty reaction. Makes my reaction mild. Interference in the judicial system by the White House? Absolutely. Angry and concerned with the court that has just declared a young man innocent by unanimity after a legal and legitimate trial. The president must accept and respect court decisions and not issue personal judgment of value. Way to go, whoever you are. Oh, there's a cartoon that's hilarious. Let me see if
Where's all the riots? I thought there was riots.
See if this will bring this cartoon up.
That's what apparently the riots are in the Netherlands or something.
That's what I said.
The Netherlands.
Yeah, the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Not Wisconsin.
Nottingham, Netherlands is where it's at. Try this link and
Ed
up.
said that there's riots are starting to brew, but he didn't drop a link or anything. I'm looking on Telegram right now trying to find it. There's a statement from Donald Trump today.
Yeah, read it on Dave's site.
Says November 19, 2021. Congratulations to Kyle Rittenhouse for being found innocent of all charges. It's called being found not guilty. And by the way, that's not self-defense. Nothing is. President Trump congratulates Kyle with a heart. So,
boy, Dave is doing a weird show. And whatever he's listening to, he don't like. I love this cartoon. Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck.
mm-hmm.
I put the link in there if you want to pull up Daffy Duck.
I just don't want to get nabbed for. Oh. Ow. Looks like it's painful. Oh
no.
yeah, here's something that'll.
He is actually stoking the fires. Oh, I love this cartoon.
This will show you some of the symbolism that they like to use. Which video? Which video?
The last one.
No, man, I'm talking to someone on chat.
Oh. I don't know when you're not talking.
Izzy, can you play that video? What video? So.
Probably the one up above that is JWTV. It's begun the frequency turning. The channel is JW, capital letters, JW space TV.
This is going to show you the symbolism that they've been using. The AOL symbol, the Masonic symbol to the left. The thing for the Google Chrome is 3 6s. CERN. CERN is 666. Apple symbol is the bitten apple, referring to Adam and Eve. And then the Dodge is the symbol, is showing this the symbol for the goat, the ram, you know. It's supposed to be like the pentagram. So.
I'm trying to find the video.
And everything that.
Look in chat. I am looking, but you don't. If you're not a mod, you can't post links. I don't see a link.
Well, I'm looking for it.
Talking to Izzy.
I found JWTV, but I do not see anything new.
No, she dropped a link, I think, in chat, but she's not a mod, so you may see it, but no one else can see it if you're not a mod. So
I've
it's
lost
not
it.
a link. It says look in chat. Izzy 2020.
I've already lost your YouTube, which means I got to pull you up again.
Izzy.
Deez has got to go in to get ready for the protest tomorrow.
Oh, love you, Deez.
Ladies, bye. Good luck.
His internet's not working again, listening on my phone, and then he says, getting ready for the protest tomorrow. Got to get some sleep soon anyway, so bag it.
Oh, it says, she goes, can you play a video? The channel is
groom yourself.
JWTV's.
That's
It's
what I
begun
said.
the frequency tuning.
That's what I said.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
We covered up there. You said something about frequency tuning. I said groom yourself, Deez, and take good video content. You know, pretend like don't get freaked out. Pretend like you could actually invite a babe over to your apartment. Oh shit, I gotta clean up.
I don't see that.
I'm projecting.
The frequency tuning.
What about it? They're gonna
see-
tune our frequencies.
I don't see
If I
a thing.
wanted Tesla Biohealing to hire me, they haven't hired me.
I don't see a damn thing. Not on YouTube. Is it YouTube or some other thing?
It says JWTV.
But is it YouTube?
Um,
That's the point. Doesn't say. It's the
Is it-
channel. She says it's the channel. So if it's a channel, that would say to me that's YouTube.
or Rumble.
JWTV. Jehovah's Witness, I put in the frequency and all I'm getting is Jehovah's Witness. That's all I see.
It says JW.
JWTV is a YouTube channel.
And JWTV.
I can't find a video that she's referencing.
Everything that
Hold on.
I got all that, Izzy. I found the channel. I just can't find anything that you're looking for. I don't see the frequency. I don't see any of those words.
Hold on, let me see if I got it.
and everything.
Hold on. Ah.
It's begun
Everything
to you. Maybe it's all of those words she means instead of just frequency. Let me try that. JWTV.
It's begun the frequency tuning. I found it.
I still haven't.
Thank you for tuning in.
It's okay. I got it.
I've got no clue.
I found it. There you go.
I think I got away from the Jehovah's Witnesses.
They're scary. Here we go.
Yeah, they are. I still love this. You
There we
got
go.
Thank you for tuning in here live today. The frequency tuning. This is what we're going to be talking about, and we're going to get into a couple of other situations that's going on here, happening right now. Going to get into the concert, the Travis Scott one, and then we're talking about tunable frequencies coming up here in just a second. So the whole scenario we're dealing with here is starting to get crazy, and what I seen in that concert reminded me something out of the movie Cell. But we're going to go and get into it and show you that the VAX protest that was happening in Boston, they're already having where, pretty much these type of scenarios are breaking out. And so it's going to be a higher targeting coming now in these protests where you're starting to see things amp up. So things have begun to amp up in crazy ways. We're going to cover that it was an outage, and then certain sectors of government has been compromised. And we're about to give you all that information here in just a second. So the word was that the comrades was told to go in on Antifa and pretty much cause a scenario like this. And so again, they're going to be targeting people at protests a little bit more often, looks like, is what we're seeing right now. So what is the big scenarios that we're talking about? Well, we just had that concert scenario where everybody was talking about it, and obviously something ritualistic seems to be happening there. But we're going to give you more detailed aspect of what's happening today, and then get into that and talk about a tunable frequency that they're able to use, because we were just talking about RNA control switches, but we're going to get into that in a few. But check this out. I'm pulling up the Terminal 4 now. There appears to be one man being laid by a stretcher. He is alert, upright, working to confirm more. So supposedly it was a blackout in Phoenix. I'm going to take me off the screen for a second. It was reportedly a blackout in Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. And what they're saying here is somebody getting taken out on the stretcher here. And so on level 2, Terminal 4, lots of people waiting partially in the dark right now. Now I'm going to tell you what they're not telling you, and then I'm going to get you into other pieces of information here in just a second when we're talking about tunable human frequencies. It's interesting because in the movie Cell, it starts out at like an airport, and situations, start to deteriorate from there. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I'm just saying I'm going to lead you up into some new technology or just new to us. Check pretty much power restore at Phoenix Sky Harbor after America saw a brunt of delays from outage. Okay, they call it a power bump, not a power bomb, my bad. So the airport experienced a power bump, spent 2 hours working to get all of your systems back online, officials tweeted. So when we move in from there, apparently just hours ago, 15 hours, a parent spy campaign targeting defense and other sectors uncovered. So what they're not telling you is that we just had this major hack happen, right, to the Defense Department and technology sectors that supposedly have compromised them. You probably would say, well, they already compromised anyway. Look what Biden doing and the New World Order puppets. But anyway, it says foreign hackers are suspected of compromising organizations in the technology, defense, healthcare, energy, education industries in the U.S. and other countries. Cybersecurity firm Palo Alto Networks said late Sunday. So late Sunday, they said it. Then you had kind of like Monday where you just seen the airport situations happening. And it goes in to say National Security Agency contributed to Palo Alto Networks remain amid ongoing efforts to crack down on hackers who've been trying to steal critical data. So if they're compromised, what does that mean? That means a lot of systems already won't operate as usual. Am I saying this week is going to get a little bit more crazy? I don't know. I'm going to keep analyzing that for you. Just stay tuned here to JWTV. Now, I want to get into the big topic right now, though, because it's some stuff that people didn't know about this crazy event. The promoter behind it apparently has had a history of deaths and injuries at shows that pretty much happened. So, I mean, I'm not going to play any of the footage here because, I mean, you can go look at it yourself and everything else. But the injuries were 750 reportedly, and it was more dead than reportedly said. There's been lawsuits already filed. And if you look at the symbologies, I'm going through a skull, and it's just, you can tell everything, and then going through portals, and you can see it in the imagery that they had already. You can tell that something wasn't right here. Now, the weird thing is when you go deeper into it, here's a person that says, I just love Astro World Festival, and let me say this, as someone who's been to every Astro Fest, this was completely different. Right. And I was looking at this, like I said, it looked like something out of the movie Cell where people get activated and just go wild. Am I saying that's what happened? I'm analyzing them. When I looked at the footage, not everybody was affected by whatever was happening. Now I get it. A lot of people had to go into it, was already VA, you know what it. And so is that another, scenario of something we can get into later? It was awful. I passed out because people were pushing up against me so much and people were saying they couldn't breathe. So oxygen deprivation or something was happening there. It says Sam got people to apparently crowd surf my unconscious body to the security guard, and I got to carry out to a little section behind GA and put on a stool thing. When I woke up, I had a water bottle in my lap and had no clue what happened. When I stood back up, I looked around and people were getting carried out with eyes rolled back in their heads by security, bleeding from nose and mouth. I yelled. So again, we see now we're hearing that it was bleeding as well coming from their nose and their mouth, which is a part I didn't hear. I yelled, "Has anybody checked the pulse?" The security guard frantically asked me to help him. I checked 2 people. One did not have a pulse. I told them I was an ICU nurse, and the other security guard, hearing that, said, "Please come help us." And they say this one was completely different because nobody's seen people just run crazy and start trampling and stampeding each other. That's not something that we've seen. So, like I said, scenes from Cell started to pop in my head. Is there something else going on here? Is there something elaborate to do with everything integrated in the air, in the food, in the water, based on what people are going through right now in the world? Now, this is what I thought about. I thought about frequencies as well. Now, looked into something else. Check it out. Researchers demonstrate graphene-based nano-electromechanical periodic array with tunable frequency. Now, the other day, I was talking all about RNA control switches that they could use and turn on. And if somebody in military is weaponize it, they could take you out like that, just like that. So you can't breathe. You start seeing people, blood coming out. And you're like, what's going on here? So what's up with this tunable frequency? I want to read some of this to you because this means that obviously on other levels, this type of studies are happening. And I wanted to read it to you. Photophotonic crystals are artificial structures composite with periodic modulation of elastic parameters, and they are capable of regulating the propagation of sound waves. Devices with different geometric parameters have been made to regulate photon band structure. However, to achieve field adjustment of band structure remains a challenge. And so it starts to talk about how they can stretch the frequencies for miles with graphene. And obviously, reportedly, graphene has been put in the skies. They use it for CO2 mining. They use it in the you know what, I can't say, but you already know. So goes in to say, led by Professor Song, obviously Xinjiang from University of Science and Technology of China, the Chinese Academy of Science, experimentally demonstrated a graphene-based nano electromechanical periodic array, which acts like an antenna, just like the body of humans act like antenna once they take certain things. And the guy was just saying a few days ago, an expert was saying, well, humans will be hacked if we don't regulate. What you think is starting to happen with all this, experimentation of society? But anyway, with which the researchers realized a large number of quasi-continuous resonance modes over a large tunable frequency range. They say graphene is a relatively elastic two-dimensional material with mechanical properties similar to thin film. Besides, the good conductivity of graphene makes it possible for applied electrical field to stretch the graphene flake and modify its strain, changing its vibration frequency during the process. Therefore, the biggest advantage of graphene is that its resonant frequency could be electrically tuned. So they're saying that it could be electrically tuned. Obviously, the array is acting as an antenna. Array is an antenna pretty much. And if I'm wrong, correct me. But pretty much once that happens and then you have something in you of that material, then you can be tuned with a frequency. So the question is, were people tuned with a frequency? Were people a RNA, control switch or something like that happen? Does any of that happen? It's all just questions right now. But something happened that's never happened before. And if that was a beta test, then I was saying that maybe the possible scenarios is that people need to really definitely look into detoxing and need to really have EMF shielding clothes on. Maybe a lot more need to be done because this is something that we haven't seen before. And if they're beta testing stuff like that, And I was thinking that the speakers and everything else would help the frequency in those type of arenas or speakers anywhere. Remember in the movie Cell, they had to get rid of all the technology and just throw it away because it was actually hitting them and causing them to go insane. So that's an analysis. And when you analyze the footage, though, of what happened at that event, you can see that not everybody was affected. So to go further into the study, if you knew people there, I would like to know more further information about what was their VAX status and everything else and whatever else the situation was. So again, it's crazy, but this is the human tuning frequency that they can use based on graphene. Let's read a little more. Researchers first etched the uniform periodic array of cylindrical nanopillars on the substrate and then prepared the electrodes by micro nanofabrication. Finally, they transferred the graphene with appropriate thickness to prepare structure and realized the two-dimensional graphene-based NEMPA device. We need to look further into this. We need more studies on this. Seriously. I'm gonna be looking more into this. I'm gonna have a lead up video. Probably y'all think I should lead up and come back, talk about this more because this is important information. So share this report out, and this just means they can tune anything if you have that in you, and you could be, obviously humans are on electrical field, and that's just how it works. And so once you got it in your body though, then you really can be tuned. So we're here giving you the information. We appreciate all of you live. Remember to subscribe. We did a video just a few ago. We'll have it on the side about the VAX checkpoints that the military trained for way back, and I got the intel on the ground, and people are confirming that they actually had family members or people they knew that was actually helping with the VAX checkpoint. So I have that video up on the left. And remember the germ games, we talked about all that, and at the end of that video I had a helpful thing that you could take that pretty much the natives use against the pox. So remember, we got helpful information here. We're also talking about how we combat and beat stuff like this. We'll have more information coming. Thanks for tuning in. This was the live report.
That's scary.
Well, if you think that's scary, you ought to look at this document D's dropped. The whole thing
Where?
is scary.
Did you drop it in private?
D's did. It's that one that he was showing you. It's that says what's
That
gonna-
LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Okay.
What will really happen is what all he went over, but the rest of it is scarier than what he showed, I think. And I wish
What was that, the Discord?
I love it.
I show a little bit of it, and then I gotta go to bed. I'm tired.
It knows about
Yeah.
I may not have to babysit tomorrow night, so
Is that a good thing or not?
well, I mean the daddy's sick.
Oh.
Good night. You have a good night. I'm about to fall out here myself.
Yeah. Love you, darling.
Love you
Good
too.
night.
Talk to you.
Love you.
This says to the real dark winter coming. Be prepared. The current pandemic is already going through a fourth wave.
Yeah.
Parts of the world, and the fifth wave is coming. Worse and devastating. Blah blah blah. Well, they did say it's gonna be a dark winter, so.
Now read down below here the list of what will happen and get down to what can you do. That's at least consistent with what you've already read.
I'm not gonna have you up here doing that. No. So.
Holy moly.
The coming blackout epidemic.
Can you read past the list and get down to what to do?
I know. There's D's.
Hey, the internet came back.
How far do I scroll?
Can you get down past what it says that he's already gone over the list? You go past the fifth wave. Then it says what will really happen. He's already gone over that. Then you go underneath that is what can you do?
That's keep scrolling. It's
It's a long article. You just got to get by the pet. If you once you get past.
Okay, what I found it finally. What you can do.
Okay.
Okay, what you can do, prepare by first and foremost repenting all your sins, disobedience to God's commandments, statutes and precepts for those who are believers that did not get to go to a place of safety. See Revelation 12 to 14 through 16. Then this will happen, and the dragon was the wrath with the woman the church of God, and went to make war with the remnant who's left behind for her seed, which keep the commandments of God, have the testimony of Jesus Christ. And to them Jesus warned, let them which are in Judea or any other city for the world for that matter, flee to the mountains, get away from the cities. Let them who are in the midst of their city depart out, and let not them who are in the countryside, or thereinto. Luke 21:21 KJV. Why the verse verse 22 gives us the answer for these are the days of the vengeance of the devil. All things which are written may be fulfilled. Also Matthew 24:21 through 22, for thou shalt be great tribulation. Such was not since the beginning of the world into this time, nor ever shall be, except those days should be shortened. There should be no flesh set to be saved, but the elect's sake those days shall be shortened. And also Daniel 21-3 mentions the following. And at that time shall Michael stand up to intervene, the great prince or archangel of God, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there should be time of trouble, such as never since there were a nation, even at the same time. At that time thy people shall be delivered, those true faithful believers, every one shall be found written in the book of life. KJV. For more information on these events taking place 2021, you need a copy of my book, The Great Reset, The Time of Great Trouble. Please get your copy here. Well, the when it says here for the days, the days shall be shortened, means it's fall. It's the fall and the winter, because when the weather changes and it gets colder, the light of the day gets shortened.
I think you have to believe this is the end of the times in order for any of this to be true.
I do believe in Revelation. Yes, I do.
I don't believe Revelation is now. Is the difference.
I do.
I don't. Nobody else that I know of does. Revelations it's coming, but it ain't here yet.
Well, the Antichrist has to be revealed before we're in it.
Right. So we're not in it because the Antichrist hasn't been done.
Yeah.
So you can't be in it when that's not.
Oh, it's Hollywood.
But I do think that it's potential. My way of looking at this, really, truthfully, is if we do what we need to do to get out of this, then Revelations will be some other day down the road. If we don't, then Revelations will be a short time down the road. But it ain't now anyway. I don't think that God would allow us to have a revelation at all, any way, form, or fashion, without his real Bible getting out. And we all know that's not true. It hasn't been out. I don't think if there is a God, he'd ever let that not happen and then make us go through Revelation. I just don't believe that. So as long as the Bible's not out, I don't think we can be in a Revelation.
Well, for me, the bottom line is until the Antichrist is revealed,
right.
We still have 3 years. Wait, what was it? 3 years coming up to the Antichrist, then it's 3 years after the Antichrist, and then there's the second coming.
Right.
Something like that. So we're not in it yet. We're in the end times leading up to that.
Well, we're a lot further than we were 100 years ago.
Yeah. I feel like we're in the end times leading up to that, but I don't think we're there yet.
But if you believe in other dimensions and everything, we've got a chance to save the world and let Mother Earth do her thing, transition, and everybody goes from third to fourth to fifth, and then we keep going and have another example of this later and get to do it all over again if we don't learn our lesson this time. I think there's a way we do learn our lesson this time, and we don't have to go through a revelation as such, because we'll be fourth or fifth dimension, and that changes everything. So, but I know that the only thing that really matters is that we stop this as quick as possible, and I don't think anybody's helping us do that. So we got to stop it ourselves, and we're trying. People are trying what little bit they can do, but unless they turn the media around and get this out, it ain't happening.
And that's why we go march through the streets of Toronto, and even the people watching their TVs, they hear us from inside their condos and start looking out on their balconies. What is that? Because the media is not showing us.
Right.
So we have to be loud and in the streets and make people look at us.
If you don't put it up on your screen, nobody's going to even see it.
No. Like, the amount of people that actually see it, it's not that many.
Huh?
Like the protests and stuff in like actual in person compared to like it's so controlled. Like you don't see any of the media there like covering it or anything. It's never on the news. So people don't even know the protests are happening unless they're in downtown Toronto and literally get exposed to it and see it.
Right. And so is there people outside of downtown Toronto that would like to be involved? And they can't be because they don't know about it?
Even like it, you can't find information about it on the internet.
Yeah, because they
you can't find anything about it. It's really hard. You have to know it exists to find it.
Do you have a printer, Deez?
No, I don't. Yeah, I know. I need to start handing out fucking flyers to it.
No, just like a QR code to even your BitChute video or one thing.
For my.
I have a pocket printer.
A pocket printer.
This was one of my war investments. It's ridiculous because you have to buy the expensive paper, but that was a war investment. I was gonna try and make new memories and then sell new memories. I don't know how to make money. I was gonna take pictures and make a magnet.
Are you
Yeah, I don't know how to make money either.
digital? Are you saying to download memories or make new memories?
It was just I was as part of my dancing monkey routine on my bicycle, I was gonna have that camera. I was gonna have maybe my guitar and an amp if it was working, and like just sing and dance. And then like, oh, you want a picture on the boardwalk with sunset?
Good.
Here, it's like $5 for my picture. Hold on, let me connect to the camera. But it's a terrible Chinese piece of crap, so it'll take me like 10 minutes to Bluetooth connect, then print this thing. Oh crap, I gotta change the cartridge. 1 second, and then it'll take like another 20 minutes. So I did set up shop and did a dry run, and the neighbors like that lived in the buildings on the boardwalk were like, "What are you doing?" And they were all filming me. I was like, "What? Oh, I'm just practicing the new love currency and everything I have here in case I need to make money, like on my bicycle, and everything fits in my bicycle bag. It's a bag that clips to the trailer thing.
And I got bags all over my bike.
And so yeah. So I don't like using it because it gets in my way, but I like when it's not there because then I can like throw my body backwards and not like touch my butt to the tire because there's a piece of trailer. Anyway, so I made a scene there. I don't know what they did. I think they, at the time, this was in the summer, people were just, what are you doing? What are you about? What is this? I had a picture. It was probably from one of the Fall of the Cabal or something. It was a picture of Bill Gates looking like Stephen Hawking.
Yeah,
It was a cartoon.
Power fingers, kind of.
And I think I don't know, they couldn't see that, but like I also had some Bruce Lee like artifact, like a Bruce Lee way, the book, like laid out, presented, and I presented it, and I think I don't know, I had like my tiger. I just made a presentation like I was gonna try and make some money, and the neighbors were like, "What the heck is going on?" And they were all filming me, and so I gave a presentation. It was very positive, and that was in the summer. That like, if I have to try to make money, I'm gonna do something creative. So I haven't made any money, but I also haven't tried that again or really tried. I have played my guitar on the boardwalk. I have put my art on the boardwalk, but my energy is weird, and also if you just don't go back and try again.
Got your lights on the boardwalk?
But I'm also looking for real jobs. Anyway, enough about me. It's for Happy Friday. Angels go to bed. Angels go to bed.
Yeah.
Oh, positive stuff. I just wanted to keep the positive energy, positive stuff. Good stuff
Thank
has
you.
happened. People are dying. This really sucked.
When I saw you,
But there are also positive things happening as long as we could survive it.
you know the video you made where you show
Yeah.
There's a video that Digital did recently where he showed his feet and there's wheels on his feet. What are they called? It's not a skateboard.
Rollerblades.
Roller-
Rollerblade.
And I thought, oh my Lord, what I would love to be able to drive some of those. I could go long distances in those. I could go. There isn't sand, which ain't many places around here, but it's still. I thought that would be so fun. Those look like they would really be fun.
It's like dancing around.
Look to me to be scary and dangerous. The things you had on your feet looked like they would be fun instead of dangerous. Because I was able to roller skate the old kind, with the key.
Yeah.
I could do those when I was little. And I loved it because I didn't.
You have a lot of ease of movement. Like
Well, I can't even walk. I
Mhm.
don't think I'll be rollerblading. But it's the first time I've ever seen those up close like that. And as I was looking at them, I thought, God, that's a wonderful way to get around. It's so easy, and you don't. Yeah, you're getting cardio workout, but you're
it's
not.
not that easy.
Yeah.
It's great for your legs. Great for your legs, and your legs have a lot of muscles in it. So when you get a good leg workout, it's like really good, especially for boys, for real boys, for real boys. And it's not that easy, depending on the road terrain. If the road terrain is really pocked, you have to work really hard and sluggish and slow. But then if you have really good pavement.
Yeah, so I bought my bike
And,
at the
I like
beginning of
to,
this summer, and I went 3,000 kilometers on it on my adventures.
Can you wear rollerblades in the stores?
Can you convert that to miles?
Convert that to miles. Oh fuck yeah, I can't. Wait, what? 3,000. Freaking Canadians, eh? That's 1,864 miles.
Have you fainted yet, Digital? Did you hear what he said it was?
1,800 something miles in a
1,800.
year.
No, that's how far I went on my bicycle this summer since I bought it.
In the summer.
1,865 kilometers. I bought it the beginning of the summer and I rode it all summer.
18. Can you imagine 1,800 miles on a bicycle?
I mean, it's like a lot of miles every day. It's like a lot of miles every day.
That's a lot of leg strength and leg muscle.
I just got frustrated. It got cold, or I would have kept going. I still do a little
What
bit.
kind of bike is it? What
It's
kind of
just
tires are on there? Like skinny ones?
40, 700C by 40, like medium. They're not road tires, but they're not. It's a hybrid bike, so it's in between road and mountain
Hybrid,
bike.
yeah.
But
That's
no,
kind
it was
of
a lot of fun. I got all the bags for it. I got a bar bag for it, a frame bag. I could pack up all my stuff, and I could go for at least a week on my bike easily. And I could do it in the cold too, but I wouldn't want to go for so long because you got to carry more stuff too.
Yeah, because if it's cold, you got to have more clothes, more everything.
More sleeping bag, an extra sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. If the border was open, I'd just travel right through the states, like go where it's warm right now.
And go south for the winter time.
Yeah, exactly. It's so much fun. When all the parks and everything are closed, it's nice to just do what I want. Like with all these restrictions and everything, I've just figured out my own way of enjoying myself and having my freedom still. It's made me kind of a renegade of sorts, you know, doing stealth camping and stuff, sleeping where you're not supposed to.
It also helps to have just one other person, like you had your friend with you. That would make it so much more better.
Yeah, it definitely made it
Divide
easy.
up what you take, so you can take enough for 3 people on 2 bikes, whereas you can't take 2 people stuff on 1 bike. You can divide it up, and you can have extra blankets, extra food that each of you could take a little bit of, and then have enough to be really extra.
Yeah, if it wasn't Dave, oh man, Dave, like, oh, frick, the guy, he convinced me that's kind of how it was, and then you go with him, right? And then all of a sudden, it's like it's day 3, and we're running, like, he thinks we're running short. He's like, oh shit, I'm running low on food, and all of a sudden, the plan was to share, right? But all of a sudden, he's like, oh, I'm running low on food, and he gets all like greedy. It's like, I don't know. We were on the canoe trip, and all of a sudden Dave was like, don't worry about food, I got lots of food. And yeah, it was day 3, and all of a sudden he's like, I don't know if I can share, I'm running low, so it's mine. He gets really possessive about his stuff. That's the problem. So he won't carry anything unless it's like it's for him.
You can't take it with you.
Well, it's made, it's every man for himself when we go still. So it's made me get to that point where if I have to do it on my own now, I've learned how.
Yeah.
And if I had to carry that much extra stuff, well, I'll get a bicycle trailer. Screw it.
Oh, good. Going back to the olden days.
What I'm trying
I mean, I would tell people, yeah, I'm holding on to, a lot of my, family's heirlooms and stuff, and I have my agent collection. I'm not worried about it where it's going to go. Everything I have goes to my daughter. If she wants to take it and pitch it in the garbage, that's on her.
Well, my family doesn't want any problems, so they don't want anything. They might have to come and get it.
I'm gone now.
And there isn't enough money in it for make it worth their while.
I got a computer and a TV. And a bike. At this point, if I were gone, I would just be gone.
Is that you
Yeah.
leaving? Bing, bing. That
That's
is
the
that.
fake book. Fake book.
All right.
But fake book.
I haven't been
yeah.
on there in a while.
So
Mm.
I just go there to post my propaganda.
There's a 2-minute link you want to enjoy. I don't know that I can share because I don't know how to share in the same window.
Hopefully, I meet some cool people tomorrow.
Yes,
Should be
I'm
fun.
unvaccinated. Unvaccinated.
Oh man, dude, it's the only way to meet people who aren't wearing masks and aren't vaccinated. It's go to the protest where they're protesting that. The only way. It's a worldwide one though, so there's probably one in your city, man. It's everywhere. I
Oh,
know
that's
there's one in
happening
New York.
tomorrow.
Yeah, it's worldwide.
Yeah, well, maybe in the city, but I'm not in the city.
Yeah, in the cities they'll be. But
I don't know.
yeah,
I'm not
I
ready
met
yet.
the
I'm not
guy.
ready. I got a lot of cleaning up to do.
That's what I've been doing
Yeah.
all day, getting ready.
Yeah, I'm just happy to have an off day for Sunday because I am exhausted. I mean, literally, my hands hurt so bad.
But you play that 2-minute link and then we'll go to bed. Or you can go to bed.
It's okay.
I don't know how to do it without.
Well, folks, this multi-trillion-dollar
One second.
I'm just tired of not doing anything. I don't
I'm
know
just
what to
tired.
do.
The Grant Stitchfield?
Huh?
The Grant Stitchfield?
I don't know. It's the last.
Get sober.
Alright.
Yeah, I got to go.
Wait.
There we go.
Well, folks, this multi-trillion-dollar Democrat spending package passed by the House this morning will bust America. Look at what is here. There is a $2.5 billion handout to trial lawyers. There's an $8 billion home heating tax. That'll hit everybody. The media will get $1.6 billion. The media, the highest capital gains tax we will see since the 1970s. And just in case you didn't think the government is really out to get you, plan calls on hiring 87,000 IRS agents. Nobody likes IRS agents. Think about that. Cowboys Stadium filled with IRS agents ready to go out and target you. And what do we get last night? Well, we get Republican Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy putting on a smoke and mirror show. It was an impressive smoke and mirror show. I'll give him that. I don't know if I could talk for 8.5 hours, and I'm good at talking. He delayed the vote by 8.5 hours by giving an impressive speech, but in the end, for what? Watch.
One party rule for 1 year has brought us inflation we haven't seen in 31 years. Gas prices the highest it's been since the last time President Biden was down at the White House. Just in the last year, 46 times the school had to be on a shutdown because of cartels and the car chases. You do nothing in this bill for that. I don't know if Speaker Pelosi stays around. Well, the damage that she's doing is a lot.
You know, it actually makes me angry every time I see it. Why isn't he doing that on the steps of the Capitol every single day for the media? Does he think we're dumb? He spent 8 hours when he could have spent 8 seconds recommending the 13 Republican defectors. He failed to keep in line. He punished for this. If it wasn't for his failed leadership, he wouldn't have had to pretend to put up a fight in the middle of the night with nobody watching, by the way. That ended with a Democrat vote this morning. Passed the bill anyway. I'm tired of Republicans feigning a fight. I want to see them actually fight.
That's it. I just thought it was fun. Good night, Angel. Good night, Deez. Good night, Digital.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Have fun.
Bye, Joe. Bye, Angel.
Oh, sorry, I didn't even realize it was muted. We're gonna pray. Dear Heavenly Yahweh and Yahshua, Messiah, thank you for another day, another opportunity to make the world a better place, not make it any worse than what it is. Please watch over everybody listening on the stream, everybody on panel that was on panel. Please watch over Guardian. I know she's going through a difficult time losing her mother. Please watch over all the patriots out there and all the people who are still asleep. May their great awakening be as painless as possible. And may we get 1,000 years of peace and this storm will be over and we won't have to deal with this evil corruption anymore. Amen. Remember, everybody, where we go one, we go all. United we stand, divided we fall. If we lose this country, we have no one but ourselves to blame. I will see you all later. Angel of Yahweh.